Lauren, mute, Lauren.
Oh, I'm sorry. What you say? Oh, I forgot. We're live.
Girl, mute,
And
girl.
that was so funny too. A lot of the people that came through and they were
TaShon, mute.
waving, and so Skittleson were like, "No, you're live now." They were like, "I know," and so they were
Oh
running
my
out.
God.
It's like too late. We got you now.
Mute, girl.
Oh, oh, what you saying, Johnny?
Mute.
Oh, what's up, y'all? Hey, we are back live in the studio 101 TKO Radio. It is the mail room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are back, baby.
Yeah.
We are back. I am
Mm.
still on a natural high. First of all,
Uh-huh.
the mailroom is being sponsored by Swag Her Magazine and TLC Coaching and Looks by Miracle and Privy Stone Crest. Listen, go ahead
Mhm.
and download that app right
Mhm.
now, that 101 TKO Radio app. And I guarantee you, you do not want to miss it. Go ahead and
Yeah.
download it that time. Yo, I am still on a natural high from last
Mm-hmm.
night. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh. Listen, first of all, I have
Mm-hmm.
my friends in the building. I got Nelson on the ones and twos. How you doing,
Nelson.
Nelson? Yeah, it was. Nelson was doing his CEOing last night, him and
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea. I have DJ Johnny Prince on. How you
Yes.
doing, DJ? Glad to see you.
Good to
How
see
you
you too,
feeling?
baby. Feeling good, feeling strong, feeling ready. You know what I'm talking about?
There you go. There you ready to talk that ish, ain't you?
Man, preview, preview of the listening party, baby. You
There
know
you
how I give
go.
it up.
The listening party. Then we got LaRon, Mr. Takeover. How you doing?
I am tired. I never knew how hard it was to move a parent.
Oh
Oh
man,
wow.
moving period.
I'm
Moving
tired,
period. Then you got to
but I'm
move your
good.
hard-headed parents. They like
Yeah,
big kids.
yeah.
They like big kids, boy. I tell you.
Then we got my friend Ernest James. How you doing, friend? Welcome
I'm good.
back.
I'm good. I am good. I'm here for the three-peat. This is my third time being on.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
No, I'm glad. I'm good to be here. I'm glad to be here.
Mr. 100 episode.
Yes,
Congratulations.
yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's an honor. That's a big deal. 100 episodes straight through a
Yep,
podcast.
sir.
So congratulations to you. And
Thank
you're
you.
going to tell us more about your podcast and how we can connect because it is super dope. I'm so glad that you are doing it. So proud of you. Then we have my girlfriend, Miss Mel. How you doing, Miss Mel?
Oh,
Miss
can't hear
Mel,
you,
you
Mel, you
baby.
muted.
on mute.
You
You
on mute, Miss
mute
Mel.
yourself, Mel.
Oh, it's the headphones, baby. I don't know what's
The
going on.
headphones. You probably have to take out the headphones.
Five below?
Now unmute yourself.
Now you're muted.
Now you're muted.
Girl,
You
what?
can hear me now? I was
Yeah.
trying
Yeah, we can hear you now. You,
I'm okay. I'm
How
okay.
you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome, girl. Somebody said you got your headphones
Listen.
for Five Below, baby. I'm sorry.
Oh, you know what? Mel, don't let them talk about you like
Well,
that.
yeah,
Don't let
no, actually I didn't, but I got a little technical difficulties. It's all right. It's okay. Came from Best Buy though. Just to let you know.
listen.
They
Five
came from
Below be
Best
having
Buy.
some good stuff, but you ain't lying. Some of that tech stuff at Five Below
Yeah.
is like, nah.
Yeah,
I
no.
just
You
don't
can't get
know.
out
It
these
look like it's at
people.
Best
Yeah,
Buy or
they
something.
they tried you, baby. I said, "Child, don't talk about it. Y'all don't do that, man.
y'all
Y'all
play
do
too
that.
much, man.
Not too
Listen.
much on me.
Listen,
All
look,
right.
we got a dynamic dope show today. We're talking about creating a safe space. So,
Yeah,
the women, we gonna listen to y'all
that's
men.
right. That's
And then
right.
we got
Thank
to
you.
come back and see how the men gonna create a safe space for the women. But today it's about y'all. So listen, before we get started, the brow goes to. I hate to
Wait,
announce this.
wait, wait. Hold up.
Uh,
Before you do your brow,
what?
I have to ask you. I know y'all had the little event last night, but did you go and watch the president come into
Oh
Atlanta?
man, came down with
No,
a champ.
they had the street blocked. They
Oh,
had the whole
dang.
area blocked.
Dang.
I was trying to ride down there, but it was blocked. I just wanted to see. They had
Yo,
Rice Street, Bankhead. They had it blocked. Yeah,
God, oh,
they wouldn't let
man.
you nowhere near down there.
I thought we had an
yeah.
inside person, man. I thought you brought the cameras and everything,
Nah,
and the mic,
nah,
though.
nah. I didn't really want it. I just wanted to see, this big white dude walk down Rice Street. That's all I wanted to see. I just wanted to see him and
he
his
was
folks.
he was in and
But
out real quick.
he was in and out. He know better.
Yeah, he was in and out.
He knew Rice Street. So no, they had that whole area blocked. So hey, so it happened, y'all. That's what's going on. Trump
He
and
went
his
down.
folks turned themselves in to Rice Street. That made history. Atlanta made history. Rice Street. Listen, I never thought I'd see the day that
Rice
a
Street made
former
it right.
president
Rice Street made it
on
right.
Rice Street. If y'all ain't from Atlanta, y'all don't know anything about Rice Street. Go ahead and just ask your local neighbors. Half the Atlanta done been down to Rice Street, including myself. So listen, hey, Atlanta made history. All eyes were on Atlanta. So
Oh, okay. All
he
right.
did it. NBC was included in its first Olive Branch festivities in 20 years. So shout out to Morris Brown College.
Okay.
In 20
That's
years, we were able to participate in the campus AUC Olive Branch festivities. It was huge this year. because we're back and we're fully, accredited and we're on the road. So that was huge. Sha'Carri Richardson, y'all, is
Yeah.
the fastest woman in the world.
Earth.
Shout out to she came back. She came back. And I don't, like you said, we don't call it a combat because we never stopped supporting her. We never
Right.
stopped supporting her. We just knew that she needed to take a break, get herself together and so forth. But the fastest woman in the world. Did y'all see the race?
I saw it.
I know she was
It
racing.
was dope. It was dope.
It was dope.
Sure.
She blew them out. She blew them out. And then for her to come from the back,
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how they be doing.
She came from behind. Yeah.
Like,
and let me tell you something. Them Jamaicans fast, man. Them girls
They-
fast, y'all.
they are.
They
are.
they always hard to beat. They always hard to beat.
Yeah.
And that girl Sha'Carri came and just like I don't know if you saw the close up on her as she was running, and you know you can see the rest of them like. But
Right.
She was.
She was.
I was like, oh
selling.
snap!
Right.
What?
Right.
She's a
Right.
runner. She's a track star.
So good for her, man. Good for her.
Yeah,
She did her
good
thing.
for her. UPS workers, they got a new contract approved. It must be some big dollars. Did they like? It must be big dollars.
They're getting what 40 something miles an hour now. The drivers.
Oh,
Something like
really?
That. Yeah.
I've also heard that they're actually finna upgrade their trucks and put air conditioners in it.
I can see that.
Good.
They need it.
Yeah,
Wow.
They might become one of the strong carriers, one of the main carriers next to USPS. You talking about UPS or USPS?
UPS.
Oh,
Brown people.
Oh yeah.
The brown boys.
Yeah.
The brown boys.
I remember I used to want to work for them back in college because they gave the incentives of tuition and all that.
Yeah.
No, I picked up one box and I was good. I was like, no, I don't need I need my tuition paid, but nah, I'm good.
God.
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
Speaking of tuition.
Oh, congratulations, baby. Woo!
Listen, paid in full.
Paid in
tuition.
full.
My master's and undergrad degrees, they paid, baby. They are paid in full.
Won't you do
Man, 25 years of paying student loans. Y'all just don't know.
You done,
as a teacher, man, and them loan people, they gangster. Like they don't care what profession you are. If you don't make the $600, $700 payment, you go default on your student loans. Then they mess with your certificate. Yeah, it's
now that you got a little bit more money, can I get a $5, baby?
Yeah. When I see it on them now IRS trying to come after me.
You already know that.
Yeah, I'm good now. Like well, doggone it.
She got more money now. Let's go get her. Let's order her every year now.
Y'all been waiting, get a letter from IRS. What? What? I'm a teacher, y'all.
You know how they do. They gonna come for everybody soon.
They are. It's just like, hey. Yeah. But the brow goes to, I need y'all to keep the family of Josiah Mitchell in prayer. That's what my brow goes to, the father who killed his 2-year-old son.
Crazy,
and put him in the trash bag, and just lied, period. So that's my brow. Like I don't get it. I'm not sure and don't understand what's going on. It's stupid, and you just lie about it. So just keep that family, the mother and all of them in prayer. The whole situation is kind of like weird in a sense, but we won't know the details until they do away with it or whatnot. But in prayers for California and all the other states. Cleveland had a tornado in the middle of downtown the other day.
Oh wow.
Detroit had some bad weather too. Yes, past couple days. Yeah, something going on there.
Yeah, bizarre weather. California with the earthquakes and the floods and all of that. So,
y'all pray that some of that weather come to Texas because Texas must
be still dry.
Y'all haven't had any dry. We hadn't had rain in months.
Damn, for real?
It's actually 113 degrees outside right now.
No, it ain't.
Wow, it was 100 degrees yesterday.
Yeah, we've been in triple digits since before summer started. We haven't had rain. Our lakes are drying up. The foundation, the grass my green grass is brown. You could just light a match and it'll just go up in flames.
Oh my God!
We've been dealing with fires, no rain, no just hot.
Lucifer down in his speedos.
Okay.
I'm so sorry to hear that, girl.
I know. So no rain
113
at
No
all.
rain.
No
They
rain.
said they thought we would get some from the hurricane coming from
Right.
California. We got
Yeah.
no love. We got nothing.
That's funny
So
because the government actually has finally admitted that they do
Control
see
weather.
see clouds, and but they're not seeding to the point that they're causing bad weather. But I feel like if you seeding something that you ain't got no business seeding, it's gonna cause some stuff.
Of course.
So
Of
why
course.
ain't seeding down there with y'all knowing y'all got a drought?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a drought, and these kids are back in school. They're passing out. They want to play football, and
Dang.
you know, you just
Yeah,
gotta pray for these kids that down here.
They
in
should
Texas.
cancel. They not canceling practices or
No,
anything
they're
like
not
that.
canceling anything. They say they got to stay hydrated, and this is not the weather for that. So with this
Right.
type of heat, we have to brace for a really
113
bad winter.
degrees?
Okay.
We're probably gonna have a
Okay,
terrible
gotcha.
winter.
Ooh.
Gotcha.
I
Gotcha.
need some
Wow.
rain, y'all.
What part of Texas you at?
So I'm in Fort Kosovo now because they changed it from Fort Hood. So I'm in a
Okay.
military town. So I'm in Central
Mhm.
Texas.
Oh, okay.
So
Right in the middle.
we have no rain. The whole of Texas hasn't seen rain since the kids got out of school.
Dang.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
Yeah.
We used to live in Arlington, Texas. How far is that from you?
Arlington is about 2.5 hours from me.
Yeah, when it first was developing, Arlington that's where we used to live.
So
So
we have no rain. It's a drought, and so yeah.
oh wow.
Look at
Wow.
Tressa. What's up,
We're
Tressa?
gonna
What's
send
my
you
girl
some
there?
rain your way.
What's up,
What's
baby?
up, Tressa? We got
Hey,
Coach Tressa
everybody.
on the
Hey,
line.
Hold
my
on.
life
This
coach, y'all.
morning.
That's my life coach.
Hold on,
How you
boss.
doing?
You
So
pulling out
listen,
you pulling out the
y'all,
big
we
guns.
gotta
Pulling out the big guns, right?
yeah,
Right,
we
Pulling out
gotta
the
get
big
we need
guns.
to know. We trying to gear up for TMR's listening party. Listen, before we get started into this dynamic culture conversation, I need y'all to go ahead. First of all, download that 101 TKO radio app. Then I need y'all to go on over to IamTrinetteLCollier.com and get your tickets. They are only $21 for it's virtual, the virtual listening party. I got a dope panel, man. I got a dope panel, and y'all don't want to miss this. I had a
Facts.
dope panel the last 2 years, but this year it's growing, and then I already
Yeah.
started for next year. I'm looking at some people that will be on there next year, you know. So listen, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and get your tickets. You don't want to miss it. I'm
Nope.
ready for the conversation. I'm ready for the conversation.
I'm ready.
I want to see what y'all got to say.
Let's
Because
go.
you know we've
Y'all
been
ain't
listening
ready.
to y'all.
Y'all ain't
Listen,
ready.
even though
You
she
So
ain't
got
we
the,
ain't ready.
You ain't ready, Sean. You ain't listening.
I probably won't be ready, but you know,
You
because
have not
I'll
been
tune
listening.
y'all out. I'm gonna tune
See?
y'all
Yeah.
why
out.
you going to see don't talk? Why you gonna tune this out? Why you
You
gonna tune
already
this out?
I
had.
mean, you know,
That's
I
because
just
we be saying something.
You know
okay.
what? You moved to Sean headset. She got one of them little soft things that you
Yeah,
stick it
exactly,
in the ear.
exactly. Ain't nothing
She
going
like
there.
they ain't talking
Nothing.
about nothing, girl.
All you hear is
They ain't talking about nothing, girl.
That's how they hear. And
Look, if you
That's
see
how
her
we
do like
hear.
this, boop, she just turned
Right.
it off. Boop.
yeah, exactly. See how they do us, man.
But it's gonna be super dope. Men from all walks of life, and you know, and that's why I love it. It's like that diversity, and just you know, hearing you all's thoughts and perspectives on life, love, relationships, finances, all of that. You know, so it's gonna be super dope. I am encouraging everybody to tell a friend, tell a friend. They are $21. Y'all better go ahead and take advantage of this deal.
Right.
This
Please
year,
do.
$21.
21.
$21. You know,
21.
21. Because come next year, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
So it's
Y'all gonna be able to
$21
eat and
for
all
the
that too.
event.
This thing get bigger and
$21
bigger.
for the
Just $21.
virtual event. Yes, virtual listening party. So go ahead and get your
$21.
tickets. Tell a friend, and well, yeah, you don't want to miss it. So listen, we're gonna take a quick music break. When we come back, we are going to get in this discussion. Are y'all are we providing a safe
No.
No,
space?
because that way you
Oh,
messing up.
listen to you.
No,
You know
you
what?
messing up. You can't even get it out because you already know. You messing up already. Can't even get it out. See?
Let's
You
go.
know what?
Let's
See,
go.
guys, you hear
That's
this
okay.
live on
That
the mail room.
y'all, you know what? That's okay. We gonna take notes and when it that's all right.
Mhm.
Nelson, take us to a break.
Take us to-
Mute
yeah.
y'all.
Come
Mute.
on, baby.
We'll be right back. Stay connected to 101 TKO Radio in the mailroom. We'll be right back. And we are back. That was the classic Jodeci. Come talk to me. Y'all, listen, that was the song I was just telling Nelson, like,
really
that song would take me back.
Memories. Me too.
Man.
Good and bad. Hello.
Right.
I really want to do you.
I really
Jodeci.
want to know you.
Listen.
Anywho's, come
That
on
was
now. Next.
that was a group. That was a group.
It's
Man.
like they talking to you. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know, right?
They got that little rap right inside. Hey,
Ooh,
what's your
yeah.
name? I really want to know you.
Yeah.
I really want to talk.
Yeah. Look. Took her back. Calm down, girl. Calm down, baby.
Wait,
Calm
sip
down.
my water.
See? And didn't even know anything about relationships. We were just dating folks and
Just
we were in love when we
Just
heard
out
Jodeci,
there, right?
man.
I
We was
love
out there.
him.
That's my
He
boyfriend.
mine.
I know when
So,
that came out, I had to bring my pen out. I had to start writing songs at that time. Like, oh, so I thought I was gonna have me a little group like the Temptations and stuff.
you're right, because I think every
Yeah.
guy had like that
Word.
moment where they were like, okay, we're gonna start us a group too. You know,
Yep.
the big baggy jeans, what was it, cross colors,
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah.
Listen,
So,
I started my group in the 80s singing on the street corner.
What was it called?
while
What
you're on
y'all
the street
singing?
corner, while you're on the corner.
Hey, because that's as far as our parents let us go to the corner. The neighborhood girl, one of the girls in the neighborhood had the keyboard. The other two and I, she made us the backup singers because she had the keyboard. So we'd be outside. We couldn't go in the front in the corner and be outside. We lived in North Carolina, Charlotte. And she would play the keyboard and we'd be singing on the little corner.
You Beyonce. Okay.
What were your songs? Holy.
No pictures. I gotta see pictures of this.
They were.
No
Were
pictures.
they filled with?
No, hey, we no pictures back then. This is the 80s.
Unholy.
That picture was in your mind.
Y'all had them
Right.
Y'all got the Polaroids, you know what I'm saying?
Don't let don't get on there. That whole little side, this stuff.
Wait a minute. Did LeBron say y'all had it? Oh, you know what?
LeBron
That's
might be the
right,
youngest
the
person on
Polaroids.
here, right?
Nah.
No. What you like 42, right?
Huh?
You 42, right?
How you call me out like that? 43.
Oh, he's still younger.
You might be the youngest person on here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Miss Atwell,
Well, I
you
don't
ain't
know.
saying nothing.
Miss Atwell, she look like she about what 29. I don't know.
Atwell, you muted. You muted yourself.
She
Boy,
did it on
She
purpose.
did that on purpose.
Oh, she did on purpose.
How you knew?
Y'all ain't gonna get me.
Oh, they talking about
I ain't gonna tell you. I'm not telling you. I'm 24 years old.
Hey, I'm not that's what you call tap out.
I'm blessed to say my age. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be 45 in a couple of weeks.
All right.
Look here, baby. I'm okay. I know about them Polaroids. So don't worry. I got a few.
That was Instagram back in the day. What was you talking about?
Instagram.
That was our Instagram back in the day.
That's right.
You put that caption in a little white part.
Don't
have me pull it out.
Mad if it's smudged. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Man.
No, I muted myself on purpose. This DJ Prince think my headset came from 5 and below. It came from Best Buy. I just don't know how to work it.
I did not say that.
Yeah, I just don't know how to work it, y'all. I'm not tech savvy like my daughter is, so she said she can't be my nerves and everything and my tech person. So she's getting on me right now. So
oh my God.
Listen, so look, y'all. Jodeci bringing us back, Polaroids and all of that. And, we were taking pictures with our boo things. You know how we had the little pictures and whatnot. And when you think about the relationships you were in, did we know anything about a safe space for our boos back then? I could say no, we didn't. But now that we are grown and, sets in, we in these relationships and all this stuff, do we still know what a safe space is for our significant other? And most of the men, y'all are funny because y'all automatically be like, no, we ain't creating a safe space. So we are here to understand what is this safe space, because it has become the buzzword. That's the new trending word, safe space. But we really need to know, what does this safe space consist of? Because I'm learning something new every day from y'all men. I'm gonna keep it 100. What is this safe space? Who want to start?
Hey, so I did a little research and coming up with it. it basically is a place of encouragement where instead of shutting us down, we're being supported to let out what we have locked inside, and by doing it, learn that we're not alone and that there's nothing wrong with us. It's a place that allows us to explore who we truly are without a pushback. And I like that, and I associate that with what I'm learning now more than ever with the separation of my parents.
LeBron, I want to stop you right there because I want to back up. When initially, I want to know when you hear the word as men, and the rest of you as well, when you hear that word safe space, before you looked at the definition, because you had to look at the definition or you brought it up, what initially comes to your mind when you talk about safe space?
But that's what I was going to say. I liked it that because it resonated with me, not only with my situation with the final separation of my parents. Me and my wife went to the doctor Thursday, and we see the same primary care doctor, and so we go back together. We have appointments on top of each other, so we go back together, and she do one at a time. And she asked me how I was doing, and I basically just broke down, and I'm like, I'm depressed. And I was able to do, and me knowing that I was able to do that in front of my wife, I know that I have a safe space. I've already kind of talked to her about it, but just talking to my doctor so that she can refer me to I hate fruit flies, counseling and whatnot, because I see myself putting myself out of the safe space that my wife has created for me, because I'm personally putting on too many hats that I don't have to put on, because I'm putting myself in that mode of that male figure that society puts on us as men, that having to take care of everything, even though you have a partner to help, and it can be a little bit overwhelming and whatnot. And so,
hold that thought, LeBron. Let me get to DJ Prince and Ernest. Give us your definition of safe space. What does it mean to you, real quick?
Ooh, safe space. Man, I think I was thinking about this. I think a lot of women. Well, I only can talk about my experiences. They were unable to provide that safe space. Now they provided a safe environment, which is very much different. Kids go in the room or whatever, or the kids ain't here, or it's just us two here. The environment is safe for you to speak, but the space is a little different because it's difficult I think that for a woman to provide a safe space, she has to have an unconditional love for her man. And
so before we get into that definition, what does it mean to you?
That's what I'm saying. That's what it means to me. It means that I believe that because a woman is unable to provide unconditional love, she's unable to provide the safe space.
Okay. Hold that thought. Ernest, what does it mean to you?
I think it's a space of freedom, right? That that includes a space to be vulnerable and a space to be intimate at the same time. And when I say intimate, I don't mean sexual, but I mean intimate, like to be able to express the inner you, the part that nobody else knows about or hears about, unless you revealed it. You know what I mean? But it has to be a space that's you feel that comfortable to be able to do that. And it's not necessarily even a physical space. You know what I'm saying? But it's a probably an emotional connection, between you and that person, that when you're around them, you automatically feel I'm safe now.
Okay. Hold that thought. What you say?
No, he's correct. Yeah, you wanted to get the meaning out of me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
what he said is I agree 100%.
You ain't listening.
Yeah.
You ain't listening. You are talking about the experience.
So if I can,
he was ready to
get the word safe space. What
I went off into something else.
We'll
have that time to talk So when the door open, we gotta get it all out.
You know
We gotta
what?
get it all out. So
Don't
Exactly.
try to
That's
turn
what it
this
is.
around. Mute,
Exactly.
mute, mute, mute.
So if I
Listen, we're
can't
gonna
take
take a
shot,
quick music break. When we come back,
okay.
we're gonna explore all of those. Coach Latressa asked the question, and it's funny because they are right, because we don't give them that moment. They jump right into it. But don't worry, fellas, we're gonna give you this moment.
Thank you so
you
much.
We're
should.
Thank
gonna
you
give
so
you this
much.
moment.
You should.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Just pipe
I'm
down.
gonna hold
Just
you
sit.
to it.
That's
Just
exactly.
calm down.
Calm
That's why I
down.
brought my
Yeah,
girls
we
on.
got
Coach,
y'all. We got y'all. We got y'all.
yeah, just calm down. We know y'all ain't used to it.
No,
East
we're
Listen,
side.
not.
stay
We're not.
connected to 101 TKO Radio and the mail room. When we get back, we're going to let these gentlemen talk to us about safe spaces. They got a lot to say. And Nelson didn't even get on yet. So I just want to, we just want to know. Live on 101 TKO Radio. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Oh. And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room.
Skip.
That was No, I Want You Around. Y'all, that's one of my favorite artists. And she speaks volumes to that song because we do want y'all around, but a lot of times we don't know how to.
A lot of times you don't.
We,
Right
we
there.
don't know how to have you all around.
Oh,
You
oh,
know
Miss,
what?
oh, Miss
Yeah, a lot of
oh,
times you don't.
Miss
Say
Coach
that.
You know,
Teresa.
Coach,
I just
you
saw
know,
what
Coach
you
Latressa
said by
asked
letting my hair
asked a
down.
question,
Oh
asked a
my God.
question, and y'all didn't even listen. Y'all just
Yeah.
jumped right into
I,
it. And so, you know what? And then
I,
Johnny's gonna say
I'm
we don't know how. You know, this gonna be the opportunity to
obviously
tell
I
us.
couldn't answer the definition because my hair I can't let it down. So
Uh,
don't be drinking no.
Mm, mm,
Listen,
Lord.
listen, you all,
mm.
this is what I said. I was trying to recap during the break. I said, so he said no judgment zone. He came back and said no judgment zone. That's what it meant to him. I said, okay, I am, rephrase it, trying to make sure I have repeating what he said. So a place to let your hair down, what you have left of it. So
Oh
Boy,
God.
hey Johnny, you supposed to be on my side.
No,
You supposed
hey,
to be on
listen,
my
I'm
side.
on your side, King.
I'm trying to listen and
But the hair ain't.
understand.
The hair ain't.
Well,
I love that man.
we're gonna let you air out today. You
Thank
know,
you so much. I appreciate that. We
we'll
need
let
that.
you air out. You know, we keep it 2-3 minutes airing out now. So we got you on the
Yeah,
time limit.
that's the time limit.
I'm just saying, like,
See how they do us?
we have to gradually walk
Yeah.
into this,
Yeah,
allowing this safe space.
that's what
So,
we gotta do. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
y'all still talking though?
oh,
well,
oh, oh,
actually, you know what?
Y'all still
I
talking?
was gonna say something to compliment you, Prince, but I'm gonna let you have the floor because I was gonna agree. I'm gonna go ahead and mute my mic so you can say what you got to say, sir.
right, we gonna mute,
Don't worry,
let
don't worry.
y'all talk. Have it
Go ahead,
away,
talk, sir.
just go
Hey,
ahead. So,
I don't know.
but what is this safe space? And I like that you all said unconditional, it has something to do with unconditional love, freedom, intimacy, expression, vulnerability, and so forth. And I feel like these are things that, that need to be said because, again, we want to, a lot of us women really do want to create this safe space for you all, but sometimes we don't know how, or we may get it mixed up. So we are here to listen to you all. What does it really mean, and what does it look like? Oftentimes we tell women, we just give this advice, and not just women but men too, but today we're talking to the women. We tell women what to do, but we don't show each other. And I'm a coach that likes to show what it looks like, and Coach Latressa is that coach also. We want you to show. We want to show you what it looks like, because it's easy to say, oh, well, create a safe space that includes love and, freedom. But what does it look like? So tell us, men, what does that look like to you all?
you
Because
know,
each one is going to be different. It's going to
uh,
be different. But I'm
and
going to be quiet now. Okay.
I'm glad you said that,
Yeah,
Tashawn, cause I was just gonna quickly say that's something that a lot of men don't understand with themselves because every safe space for every man is different.
yeah.
So my safe space might not be the same definition that Mr. James nor Prince need.
Mhm.
I need that no judgment free zone. And whatnot. I need that emotional connection. And but you still may have some men that I don't want to touch no emotional parts, even though they may need it. But
Hmm.
that's not a safe space for them.
Mhm.
Can y'all remember? I'm talking to the ladies now. Can y'all remember? I'm just trying to paint the picture now. When you were young, maybe 18, maybe 7, maybe your first relationship out of high school, like your real first, it felt so good, googly moogly relationship, it was
Yeah.
all about him and stuff. You know how feminine you were? Do you remember that? Like that's my
Mhm.
man. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Come here, baby, come here. You hugged him and you kissed him and you held his hand and you was just on him, right? So what
Mhm.
happened? That's what it looked like, right? That's
Mhm.
that's what the safe space, because you made him feel safe
Okay.
because you were more feminine then.
Mhm.
So you made him feel safe within your femininity. Now it's a whole lot different. That's why we don't feel safe. Like even after the breakup, right? It's no longer safe. Like all the secrets are out. You're telling stuff, and you're mad, and this is why men.
Car.
Key the car, bust the windows and stuff. This is why men
license plate tag.
Kick your door down.
Exactly. Lie. You know what I mean? You just call the cops. This is why men just create their own space.
Break the key off in ignition.
You see what I'm talking about? Put sugar in the gas tank. Listen, I'm from Brooklyn. I've seen all of that.
Break the key.
I'm feeling real unsafe right now.
I didn't say it, Turkey. You can't say that.
I think somebody's speaking from experience.
Exactly. You see what I'm talking about? Exactly. These women know. They listen. They might have done it, but they know somebody that sure has done it. I'm telling you. I seen a woman take
some unpaid parking tickets. 134th Street. Don't worry about my name, but he's right here. Go
right there.
Rice Street was full of us.
He right there.
College days, Rice Street listed.
Yeah, see, that's not safe for us. No, man, it ain't safe for us. It ain't safe for us.
Let me say something real quick though. So with this, the way that with the whole safe space thing, right? So I'm a person that's big on self accountability. Right. And this is one thing that I don't like that we are doing a lot of now is we jumping into these conversations of, whether it's relationships, whether it's, safe spaces, all this, and we're jumping over the first step. Right. And so the whole thing starts with us first as the men. Definitely. Right. We have to be able to find the peace within ourselves, within our spirits, to cultivate our own peace before we can ask you to also, provide that space for us. Because if you provided a space, let's say you're at home, everything, the house is clean, you got incense burning, soft music, all that, the whole environment is good. If I come in there with the wrong spirit, I'm shutting all that down automatically. So we as men first have to be able to find our own peace within ourselves. How do I control my emotions? How do I control my thoughts? How do I control myself so that when I'm walking into any environment, I don't let the environment disturb my peace to the best of my ability. So now when I'm walking home, because I'm already peaceful, when I come in the door, all you got to do is
love on me.
Love on me and help to enhance what I'm already feeling inside. But a lot of us don't have the emotional knowledge,
intelligence,
capacity, right, to govern ourselves. And so we're expecting you to do something that we can't even do, And so I think we always have to start with self first before we can ask anybody else to do anything for us. So even though we're having this conversation, I don't want to let us off the hook before we even get going.
That's why I said exactly what I said at the beginning. Yeah. We have to figure out, because it's different for everybody.
Right.
It's almost equivalent to a woman saying, I need a man to already know how to love me. I ain't gonna know that if you new to me. You have to show me.
I got to show you,
Not too much on us women take over. Not too much.
Oh no. So
I want to ask Ernest, because you said something that you have to be at peace with yourself and love yourself first. But isn't it true that most men don't even know how to love themselves? They don't even know how to identify, and you're not even in tune with yourself. So how do you know if you come in and a woman is actually giving you that safe space, but you can't identify that because you haven't come into your own or understand your own self of being as a man? And I'm not bashing you guys. I'm just saying, because having a safe space for you guys is as important as it is for us, but it's all about you guys today. So I'm gonna leave the women out of it. But if you're not into yourself, you can't identify. You would never know.
Right. Correct. Right. No, I agree with you 100%. So I'm 47, right? And in this stage, with a lot of the people that I grew up with, a lot of my friends and family, we're kind of going through this transition phase, right? The kids are grown now. Most of our kids are grown and moving out or going to college, things like that. And now we're looking at our mates, our spouses, and it's like, okay, who are we now? because
Right.
without all the distractions of,
Yeah,
of the
that's
kids
right.
and different things, now we're at this space now where it's like, okay, who are we? You
Mm-hmm.
know, and so yes, it does take that getting to know yourself, going on this personal journey of being able to understand who you are, what's important to you at this age, and
Yeah.
at this stage that you are now, because it's not the same when we was 20.
Right.
Right.
And
Right.
even like we
Right.
said earlier, the space that you needed when you were in your 20s definitely ain't the same space that you need
No,
now.
No.
When you was in your
no.
20s, you're like, hey, I need a
Jay.
partner to go and run to the club with and all that stuff. But now we
Yeah.
don't need that. Like right
Yeah.
now, you might need somebody to rub your feet. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because like,
Right.
woo,
Yeah.
you gotta put your feet up. Like, look, I ain't trying to go to no club. I need you to put this pillow up under my ankles. You know what
So
I'm
Right.
saying?
then
Right.
y'all,
Right.
But we
rub.
have to know that for where we are now.
Yeah.
So we have to be able to take time for ourselves and say, you know what? Where am I at in my life right now? What's important to me now before I can ask you to do anything with that? So you're exactly right. We have to know that. And as
Absolutely.
men, getting that emotional intelligence is kind of hard because a lot of times we're not open even to ourselves to take that step.
There
Right.
you
So I'm
go.
very big on
Bingo.
personal development, which I've been
That's
doing
it.
the last couple of years. I'm very
Yeah.
big on that. I'm very big on getting that mentorship, looking out even as adult men. And we are a lot of times we are mentoring the younger generation, but even as adult men, we still need to be mentored too,
Yep.
Yeah.
so that we have to search out that also to get that what we need before we can ask you guys to do anything else.
Absolutely.
Ernest, I want to piggyback off of what you said about you all going through that transition. I know the old school used to say it. Men were going through the midlife crisis,
Mhm.
and over time, I started noticing, or kind of researching that it's not a midlife crisis. It really is a transition because we didn't really expect our lives. I don't know about y'all, but I didn't expect to have a new life at 50, right? And you don't think about those changes. So when men go through these transitions from your 20s to your 40s, things do change. Your life is changing. And so when you're with your significant others, you're with your spouse or whomever, and we look at y'all, some of us will look at y'all and be like, oh, there he go. He trying to find himself or whatnot. And when we don't provide that safe space to say, no, I'm going through this transition, like I don't know who I am, instead of coming down hard on you all and judging you all, that's when we need to step in and say, you know what, it's okay that you don't know who you are right now, because all of us go through these significant changes. And so as women, we do have to say, hey, how can I help you? How can I be there for you as you go through this change? What do you think about that? Like, is that part? I know you said y'all have to take accountability, which is true. But at the same time, do you think that we need a deeper understanding of you all's transitioning period? Because your men transitioning into different stages for a man is different for
Yeah.
women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree with that. If there is an understanding that you have to have, in order to really understand what a safe space is for a man, and you hit
Yeah.
it on the you hit it on the head. That understanding is crucial, and
Yeah.
it kind of got lost. Like y'all had an understanding when you were younger. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you understood. You know what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
understood, like, I gotta be here because it's already hard out here for them. And, what I mean, I just want to make sure he good when he's in my presence. You know what I mean? I want to
Mm.
make it as comfortable for him as possible. But it kind of got lost over the years. I don't know. I don't know. It just got,
Was it the understanding we
even for
had?
us. Yeah, I think you had a better understanding when you were younger. You
Mm.
had a better understanding when you were younger. You just
You
gotten away
think
from it.
so?
I think
Mm.
so. From from,
Really?
from from my experience, because
Mm-hmm.
I remember those like relationships I had, in high school or when I was 18, 19. You know what I mean? With my son's mother, we weren't even married, and I was telling everybody, yeah, this is my wife, and you know what I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And this is because I understood family. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? This is what I
Hold
wanted.
that, hold that thought, Johnny. When we come back, let's explore that. Do you really think that we had a better understanding at 20 something?
Is
I
it?
don't know.
That's what
I
I was
don't
going
know.
to ask. Is it because we were younger, or do you think it's because of a better understanding during that time period,
During that
that
time.
era?
The air.
Yeah,
Yeah, it gotta
It,
be
we have
the
no
era.
it was the
we
air.
can do a little
Cause
bit
y'all
more.
ain't had no
So,
understanding in that area. Y'all was just loose cannons back then.
I,
you
I
know
think
what?
Your
So hold that
understanding
thought.
comes
Hold
with
up, Miss
maturity.
Atwell.
Hold that thought. When we come back, we're gonna explore that. Was it that when we were younger, we had a better understanding of how to create a safe space for our boo thing back then? I mean, I don't know. So listen, download that app, that 101 TKO Radio app, and the mail room. We'll be right back after this music break.
Let's go.
And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. That
Give me
was
some
artist
music.
Trace Austin.
All right.
So y'all know I love some good music and whatnot that'll get us going.
Yes.
Listen, before we left, we were talking about, Johnny brought up a good point and he said that we provided a safe space when we were younger.
Come on, I ain't say all that. Hold on. Let me say
You
it.
mean to say all that?
I
I
ain't, come
wasn't
on, calm
listening
down.
right.
That's what he said, because that's
Okay.
what I heard.
No,
Well,
that's not
With
what I
my
said.
partner,
Ah,
that's what
I said
Then repeat
y'all
yourself then, Johnny.
You said what
y'all
you said.
had no. I
got
said y'all
selective
had a
hearing going on.
y'all
Yes,
had
because
a
you said
better.
in the femininity, you said in your 20s you had better understanding, but tell the truth, in your 20s you wasn't understanding. The only understand was how many phone numbers you could get, how many Mr. Telephone Man you could get.
What?
You was spinning the bottle to see who got the last piece, who hit it first. You didn't have that understanding. Let's reel it back in. Come on, Jay Prince. Come on. Come
All
on,
right.
DJ. Hit me, DJ. Whoa, 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 whoa.
All right. All right. First of all,
Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's keep it real now. Let's go.
yo, first of all, I want to make sure you can hear me in those Five Belows, baby. That's it. I just want to make sure you hear me in those. Okay.
I know I switched to the Apple AirPods, so then we good to go.
Apple or pears? Okay, listen. So check me out. This is what I said.
Did he
This
say
is what I
pears?
said.
Apple or pears.
Now let me stop playing. I'm only playing. Listen, this is what I
You
I
gotta
said.
come back now.
I don't want to problems with you, girl. Look like you hit hard. I'm good. No, hell no. Hell no. I just said I believe that y'all had a better understanding when you were younger. That's all I said. Not to say it was foolproof. You know what I'm saying? No. I just said I just think because from my experience with the women the relationships I had, and I know this woman to this day, it like it's changed. It's totally different. They had a better understanding when they were younger than versus now. That's all I was saying. That's it. Now, I'm not saying that y'all completely gave or knew how to, but we had a better sense of being safe with you back then versus now.
Really? Okay.
No,
For me, from my experience.
Okay.
I wanna. I'm not gonna say challenge, but I wanna just speak on. I don't necessarily think that was the case. I think it was when we were younger. We had two things that we don't have now, right? We had lack of responsibility and lack of experience. So when we were younger, we ain't got nothing going on but to love on each other. You know what I'm saying? We going to school, we ain't got no bills, we ain't got no kids. You know what I'm saying? And then this is a whole new thing, like, oh, I got a boo now. So it was easier to pay that attention to one another because that's how we had to pay attention to. So now fast forward to where we are now, we had broken relationships. We've been mistreated. We've been, you know what I'm saying? We went through all of that. So now we're carrying that with us into this, you know, where we are now. And then our own experiences of love and what we want and what we expect from the other person now plays a part. When we were younger, we didn't have no experience. We didn't know what to expect. You know, we were just happy to get, you know, somebody smiling. You know, you get your first girlfriend, you just happy to get, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, get those numbers. Hey, I got 5 numbers today. Not really knowing that don't mean nothing because you don't even know how to
right. You know,
I think we were just at a space of, you know, lack of experience, you know, and so we are able to give each other
and maybe responsibility.
You know, we were able to give each other that attention because we didn't have to put it nowhere else. Now we have kids, we have families, we have jobs, you know what I'm saying? So we got all these other places that we have to share, you know, that attention with and that emotion with. So now it's taken away from us. So now when we get to us as a couple, it's like, okay, now how do we still pay attention to one another and give each other what we need, you know, as part of that.
Yeah.
Good point.
So do you think, Ernest, that a balance needs to be created then for you guys to feel that? Because now that you're sharing, you mentioned that we have kids, you have responsibilities, you have a job. Do you think that there needs to be a balance that you need as a individual, as a man, you need us to be that balance for you to bring it all together?
Yeah, I think us as people, first of all, and as couples, one of the things that I'm really big on at this stage of my life, and I'm like, look, whoever I'm with next, one of the things that has to be on the table, we have to do couples therapy, or at least some kind of couples whatever on a regular, so that we are giving each other that necessary time and experience. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, you know, we're gonna be right back in the same thing. So we got to make it a choice, just like we make it a choice to get up every morning and go to work. We got to make it a choice every day that we're giving each other that time and space that's geared toward one another, so that we can make sure that that's right.
Even outside of
CJ, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, even outside of that counseling, if you don't choose to do the therapy and whatnot, just evaluations throughout the relationship is great too, because that opens the door for, you know, not only your partner but yourself to say, hey, you know, I'm not great. I had this, you know, this sporadic change, and I need this form of support from you. And I think that's something that we definitely need to make normal. Just evaluating our relationships, or just self in general. You know, just sitting down and especially as men, just evaluate ourselves. And that's something I constantly do myself. Where's my headspace? You know, how am I feeling? And, you know, I do it every so many weeks just to just hold myself accountable for it. Again, so I can be able to tell my partner, hey, this is what I need at this moment, you know, because if she doesn't know, if I don't tell her or make it known, she's just in the wind pretty much.
CJ says true, we carry more baggage and considerations now being older. And you know, that's one of the purposes for the mail room in the show is to be that safe space in the sense of allowing you all men to express, have that freedom to express yourselves, because it is important, especially like Ernest, as you were saying, in relationships. One of my favorite actors is John Travolta. And he said before his wife died, him and his wife they would do evaluations, they would do check-ins, they would do monthly check-ins, and then they would do like a 3 month, 6 month, that 9 month, in that year check-in. And during those check-ins, they would go away and you know, or they would designate that time, because he said, you know, we're changing. And you know, with both of us being in the industry, you know, things change, and you have to keep that communication open and be able to have that freedom to express your changes, you know, because again, y'all men go through many changes as we do, you know. And I think that's very important for women to understand, that men do go through changes. It's not a midlife crisis. It's that, you know, your body changes, your mindset changes, your
It's a normal
friends
thing.
change, you know.
Normal
We just
thing.
don't see you all. We didn't see you all changing, you know what I'm saying? Like the women, we
Can
knew that we were going to change physically, mentally, you know. We already had an outline somewhat of what our changes look like, you know, with menopause and all of that. But for men, we never really thought about your changes.
what
We
TaShon?
don't really think about it. You
What
right.
TaShon? So
Right.
with that, can I ask y'all three ladies, why is that?
Because I don't know about anybody else, but I didn't see my dad change. You know, I knew
Right.
that he went from being, you know, he was our dad and a husband and an entrepreneur, you know.
But do
But
you think he changed though over the
yeah, he
years?
did change.
Okay,
Because
so
my
but why couldn't you see it though?
because again, there was you know, being the man, being a dad, you know, you don't think about changes. Whereas a woman's physical change, you know that she's going to go through menstrual cycles, and you know there's gonna be a time where she's gonna go through menopause and she's gonna get older. Whereas the men, we just see y'all keep going, 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 going. We don't think about the mental changes, or we don't think about, hey, y'all, they lose friends too, or you know, they may be experiencing job, like if we see y'all job losing, you know, losing a job, we don't really think about how does this really affect
And
him,
you, yeah.
you know, and so forth. We expect you to keep going, or we do try to provide a safe space. But again, if we don't really know what you need, you know, and a lot of times y'all won't tell us what you need. I have to like tell Chef, tell me what you need. But because he's not used to anybody asking him that, he doesn't tell me. But he's getting into that habit now of he's knowing that I really am sincere about what is it that you need. What is it that you need from me? Because I know y'all have been conditioned to not need anything from us.
I think
You
part
know.
of that is societal. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Going back to what Tristan was saying, you know, we know about the woman going
Yeah.
through the changes because it's outlined
Yeah.
specifically. You
Yep.
know, at this age it's going to be this. At this age for a woman it's going to be that. So it's, you know, almost every 5 to 10 years it's already expected we're going to go through change, and then that
Right.
last change, you know, pretty much. But for as far as men, it's never been taught or stated that
Mm-hmm.
they will also go through. Now, my daddy didn't, because my daddy stayed stuck right back in the 70s. He still called people cats and this and that. That cat right over there, and can you dig it? And even when now my mom and my dad were divorced, and they call him Uncle L. That lets you know right there when they still call you Uncle L. So even when they would talk and they had pleasantry talking, my mom was like, oh, okay, I'm tired. He talking about that cat, this dude, he's stuck. Here, get the phone.
So
Yes,
yeah, 70s dude.
I agree.
Yes, he
Yes.
said super fly. That's it.
Oh
He
my
still had
goodness.
them little socials where the women come over, had a little birdie, brandy glasses and so forth. Yeah. So not using my dad,
Yeah.
not using Uncle L, baby. And just to
But
tap into what both of the ladies said, the reason why we didn't identify that, just like TaShon, I didn't grow up in the house with my dad, but I had uncles, but they were stuck into that mindset. Like I have uncles that was born in the 50s and in the 60s, and so they haven't orbited into the new millennium either. So their beliefs, and then you men were raised up that they had to be strong, so they didn't have time to focus on the change. And okay,
Right.
when a man reaches a certain age, he's going to mature into this level of mindset thinking, because the only mindset that was you guys were taught was a man, I got to be strong, can't have no emotions, I can't show emotions, I don't have time to worry about how I feel, so I can't express my feelings. So that's why when I said earlier, you guys weren't taught to identify a safe space, because you had nothing to model to say this is what a safe space is. Because all you men grow up in the house is daddy working, he doing this, mama doing this. If daddy had a broke down moment, he's at the rum shop. I'm sorry, because I got island background. So he's at the rum shop with his buddies, and that was his therapy session right there. Whether it was wrong, they gave him wrong advice, that's where he went to his safe space with his buddies, not knowing that I can come and talk to my significant other. Things like therapy. Men didn't know back then that they can go talk to a therapist or have family counseling because it was frowned upon. You know, they say, well, what happened in this house? Stay in this house, stays within the family. Nobody spoke about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whereas now,
that still take place right now,
I was
yes,
just
Yeah,
gonna
especially
say.
in
absolutely.
the
I was
Black
Absolutely.
just gonna
community.
say,
It's
male.
Absolutely.
still that stigma
Yeah.
with
Yep.
that.
Yep.
I was
It's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
just
still that
gonna.
stigma with that, and
I was.
especially for black. And I have a question for the black men. It's a
Yes.
statement, and then help me with this question. So I tried to create with an X a safe space. Being older, DJ Prince, I realized that. I, good, since you talking about when you're younger, you better.
Oh my God.
But no, truly, I tried to really create a safe
Uh-huh.
space for him. I would ask, how was your day? And because his job would sometimes take him traveling
Mm-hmm.
from different states.
Yeah.
And so I say, okay, were you local office or yeah? Why you ask about where I am? And he would just, you know, be on the defense. And I say, I'm not trying to keep up with you. I'm just checking on you. I want to check on your mental. How is it? Because his job would be very stressful at times.
Yeah.
And I
Y'all
said,
are
I'm
just
just
dating, right? Pretty much.
trying to check on your mental, but he was so defensive. And I tried to explain to him, so what do you do or how um to let them know that this is I'm really trying to create this safe space, and this is truly the only
Yeah.
thing that I'm trying to do
Yeah. You brought
for
up a good
you.
First,
point, though. You brought up a good point because to go along with what Ms. Atwell said, sometimes we don't know how to identify the space provided. You know what I'm saying? We sometimes we don't know how to. We can't. Sometimes we see it as, well, why are you asking? Well, damn, I'm working. You know what I mean? I ain't doing nothing crazy.
That's
You know what I
the,
mean?
that's
But
what I
you
got. I'm
but
yeah,
you
working.
just yeah, but you
we
just providing a
nosy. You
safe
don't know too
space. You
much.
just providing a safe space. And that all comes down to, that accountability, that self-knowing. Damn, am I able to even identify her providing a safe space for me? You know what I mean? Am I
Yeah.
able to even handle me being vulnerable in that space he's providing? That's like that we have to ask ourselves that. These
a
are
lot
things
of
that we
men don't. A
no,
lot of
we
men
don't.
don't.
We
And
don't. We right.
like Honest was saying, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do more of.
Yes,
And I know we're gonna
correct.
go to a song break, but that's what breaks my heart with my parents, is because I saw my mom trying to do exactly what Coach was just talking about, and my dad snapping constantly at the response, and looked at it as being nagging. Oh, you nagging me, you nagging me, you nagging me. But I'm just trying to create a safe space for you, and let you know that I got your back.
Yeah.
But and his response now with the breakup is, I just don't know how to talk to you without yelling at you. I just don't
Mm.
know how to
Wow.
respond to you.
Wow.
And but I know that comes from the way that he was raised.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so hold that thought. When we come back from our song break, we're gonna finish this discussion on creating that safe space, and then we're gonna actually create a safe space. We're going to give that, the teacher and us, Coach Latressa, and I, we need you all
Slip
to
on
create.
your red
We're not
dress.
ready. Listen.
Ain't wearing no
Slip on that
stilettos, honey.
high
Stilettos ain't no
Can I
safe
have the
space.
red dress with the
Oh my
Converse?
goodness. Stilettos is a
Stilettos
safe
ain't no
space.
safe space.
Can I have a red
Can't
dress
Stilettos
with
is
can't
a
have no
safe
red
space.
bottoms. No
Because
red bottoms.
baby, red
No
bottom
red bottoms.
stilettos can be a safe space. Because when you get into that zone, but we're gonna
Can
talk about that
We
later
gonna
because
talk. We
it's
gonna
time
talk
I
for
about it.
just,
We
that
gonna
I
talk
music.
just
about it.
want to know, can I have the red dress with the Converse? Because I ain't wearing no heels.
You can have the Converse on too, sis. I'm with you.
I ain't wearing no heels. I mean, I'm
Listen,
tired. I
right now,
can't do it.
I gotta
I,
put
I,
my
was,
red
I,
dress
was, I
on
was
with
gonna
my
tell you,
boots.
party, put them shoes on for the picture, just for the hey. They look
Yeah,
right off.
that's
No
gonna be
doubt.
it.
They
And
look
I'm
good.
kicking
Okay,
them
let me
off.
get these things off. That's it.
That's it. Listen, hold that thought. When we come back, we're going to finish this culture conversation on creating a safe space. And we're going to actually the men are going to create a safe space. So, ladies, go ahead and get your notes. If you don't have them already, get a pencil and paper. And they're going to create this safe space for us. Okay, live right here on 101 TKO Radio in the mailroom. We'll be right back. Red bottoms and Converse.
Ah!
I can do that. We'll be right back. And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. That was performed by MidDay.
Nice.
That was nice, wasn't
That
it?
was dope. That was dope.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah,
groove.
yeah, especially for this good, beautiful Saturday morning with this, the mail room. Listen, the mail room. If y'all don't know about the mail room, I encourage you all to first of all go follow at
Mhm.
the mail room 7671 on IG. And if you want more information, hit me up at iamtrinetteLcollier.com. And if you just really want to know what is this mail room about, just DM me, contact me, and I can let you know this is a safe space for my Black men and men
Thank
in
you.
general, but Black men, and we're here to give solutions. We're not going to keep the gender wars going. Um,
I
we
like that.
do ask the questions, and it's okay for us to discuss. But one purpose, one thing I definitely want to make sure the mailroom is consistent on, and that's providing solutions. And I have Coach Latressa here is an executive life coach. I like to bring on the relevancy of these careers and coaches and therapists and whatnot, because coaches are not therapists, but we are here to help with solutions, assist, and so forth. But I have my friends on, and we are talking about creating this safe space. And before we left, we had the Tressa had a question about one of her friends that she was trying to provide a safe space, and obviously she wasn't doing a good job of it.
With my
she,
ex.
she was
That's
doing
why
a
I'm
good
the
job.
ex
Yeah,
now. I
I
Yeah,
was
she
couldn't
be
gonna
get
there
say
through.
that.
now.
I was
She
gonna
was
say,
doing a
I
good
couldn't I
job.
could I couldn't get through. So
She was
I'm
doing a good job.
asking
yeah, I was gonna say, I,
how.
I think you were on the right track,
Yeah,
but he
he was doing a
wasn't
good
he
job.
wasn't
Yeah,
there yet.
Yeah, it was
You
he
him.
know,
he
and
couldn't
then
get through to himself.
yeah,
Nope.
and that's what I was going to say. Going back to
Yeah,
those experiences that we bring in,
yeah,
that we carry with ourselves
yeah,
now.
yeah,
It could be the last one. It probably was somebody that was always checking up on him, and
yeah,
so probably for good reason. For
I
yeah,
was just
sometimes,
gonna
yeah. Right.
say
for
he
some
may
people.
Correct.
not have
So
been
now
doing what he was supposed to
he
be
trying
doing
to
in the
cover
first place.
his tracks. Like, wait a
Yeah,
minute, what you looking too close now?
yeah,
So
Yeah.
all that plays a part too. So I think you were on the right track,
yeah,
but he
yeah.
wasn't ready
You
yet.
want to know what's so
Yeah.
funny with that? And just talking to my brother about the same thing because they have Life 360 where you can track each other,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it's called,
yeah.
with
Mhm.
his wife now. But she brought that to the relationship before they got married, and he was like, you don't what you need to know my location for?" But
I
now
didn't
they
know about that.
married.
Life 360. Wait,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, but now they married.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
It's
Life
him.
360 is for the whole family though, because
Yeah,
I
it's
Yeah, I was
use it
I
gonna
was
on
say,
my
just
I
gonna
daughter,
heard
say,
and
it.
it's not
Yeah,
it's not to be in your business. It's to know that okay, something happened. I can say, officer, you
right.
know what?
right.
This is the
Right.
last pin location.
But the
Yeah.
thing was, during the dating, he went down for it. Married, oh, he got him, the family, the I mean,
Definitely.
the stepdaddy, the uncle, the cousin.
Right.
So
Yeah,
what's
But
the
when,
difference?
so
yeah,
here's
The
the
when
thing,
difference is
takeover.
I didn't understand it. And it's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
again, if you're dating, it's like, why do you need all this information on me first? We didn't understand, okay, the
Mm-hmm.
significance of, okay, now I'm a married man. I have a family. And so now the protection level has elevated now. It's like,
Absolutely.
okay,
yeah,
so that's the difference. Because when
Mm.
you're dating, think about it. I'm not, especially in the beginning, you wasn't dating to get married, right? You were just
Yeah.
dating.
To
So
have
now
fun.
that y'all are married,
I
it's
mean,
like, oh,
I've always been dating to get married. So I guess that's what's wrong with me.
So here's the thing: not
Yeah.
everybody's dating to get
Me too,
married.
bro.
Most people date just to say they dating or
No.
just to have somebody in their life because they haven't really understand that concept. But I'm going to say, for example, I'm in a situation right now. So I'm going to say my person, we're dating, but we've had that conversation, and I said, look, I need to know what your intentions are. We exclusive. We doing what we want to do. So we're not gonna beat around the bush. We're gonna have these conversations. What's your background? Where's your family from? What's X, Y, and Z? And I noticed that a couple of times we've had a conversation, but I can hear that change in his voice, and I'm like, okay, what's up? What's wrong? Something's
Mm.
wrong. And I can turn. He said to me the other day, hey, you made my frown into a smile by just sending me a text message. And knowing that TaShon was having this whole thing, I said, let me ask you something. Do you think I provide a safe space for you? And he turned around and he says, yes. You give me comfort. You fill me with daily affirmation. You give me support because he's a truck
Just
driver.
to say support.
He's a truck driver. So everybody knows being on that road is lonely. So you give me a sense of I'm not with you, but you can call and I can, hey, where you going? Look at the road, watch your stuff. And I feel like I was saying in the chat, guys, that you guys weren't taught that. So you don't have an example or an example. So for us as women, when we meet you, I have to make him feel comfortable and secure in himself. Say, hey, when I ask you these questions, I'm not asking to be in your business. Because frankly, Scarlett, I can hit you with a 2-piece and a biscuit and you know, hey, it's okay. But I'm asking you to let you know that I care. I'm asking you so you know that you have a support system. You might not have seen it, but I'm here to tell you that, hey, it's okay for you to be vulnerable with me. It's okay to tell me your secrets because it's going to be safe with me. Because now I want to help you in how to dissect and go on with your personal life and your everyday life and maneuver knowing that you have a safe comfort place. Like you eating out. And I was like, you know what? You didn't have Burger King 3 days in a row on the truck. Find something different to eat.
Yeah.
Go get you a Subway. Eat healthy. Because now by you teaching me that you're a truck driver, I'm looking like, okay, you might want me to come on the road with you. This is what we're not gonna do. I'm not eating Burger King. So how about get cooler? Let's get an air fryer. Let's get some stuff in there so you can cook. Hey, you want to come visit me? I will meal prep for you and put some healthy food on your truck. So now you saving money and you're not spending money.
Right.
So the understanding as the men, you guys have to tell us what you need. You have to say, okay, if I'm with you, tell me how can I be of assistance to you? Tell me how I can be that safe space for you. Tell me what I can be to make you a better man. Because if you're not having those conversations with us, we won't know. And sometimes you say, oh, you're nagging, you're nosy, you want to be in my business. No, I'm not nagging you, sweetie. I want you to know, hey, if you decide that you choose me and you and I are going to do this thing called life together, not only do you have to know me, I have to know you. I have to know what makes you happy. I have to know what makes you cry. I have to know what your triggers are. So if we never talk about that, you're going to feel like, okay, she's not safe. That opens the door for you to go find Nancy down the street. And now you confiding in Nancy. And now you and Nancy then got close. And now that's
you are hitting it, girl. You are hitting it.
Yeah.
I hope
Let
every single one.
Let me ask
I come
this.
with the 1, 2, with a quarter. I come with it.
Yeah,
But let me ask this.
Come on.
For the ones who are not self-aware of knowing what their safe space is or what it means to them, just like example with the ex, how much is there a time frame on, or should there be a time frame, or how much is too much time to invest in trying to work with that person to help them understand that I'm trying to create this safe space?
That's a good question.
Should we just cut that and let them figure that out, or should I keep working and showing up to let that person know? And not me personally, but in general, me women.
Me personally, the only way I feel a woman should stay with a man and continue to work with him is if he's making progress. If he's not making progress, and I hate to keep throwing my parents in front of the bus, but this is the experience that I got. My dad, 50 years still to this day, has not changed. He has had windows to change, but he refused to change because his excuse is there's nothing wrong with me. So I would say if you don't see any evidence or any actions with that change, kind of like what Miss Mel's saying with him, you know, she's given all these wonderful options, all these different things that I can do for you. But if he doesn't take advantage of that, you shouldn't waste your time. You should give yourself a time frame. Okay, so I brought this out, and I'm gonna give him XYZ on when I'm just gonna see that you're not really putting that energy in on accepting what I'm trying to feed into you.
Right. Hold that thought. We're going to take a quick music break, and when we come back, we're going to continue this discussion, and we are going to create a safe space. What is it? What does it look like? That's what y'all are going to create for us.
Oh Lord, you gonna play Key Sweat? You finna be crying.
Hey, is If y'all need that in your safe space, we will provide it, baby. We will
Y'all know he got
provide it.
candles now.
Listen, live, live on
Where y'all get
101
y'all
TKO
candles from?
Radio in the
You got
mail
Bath
room.
and
We'll
Body
be
Works
right
candles?
back. What'd you say, Tressa?
Huh?
What'd you say?
No, that was
Nothing.
me. I asked if
Oh.
you get your candles from Bath and Body Works.
Nah, he got his sweat in there. He got his sweat in there.
Like, get that wine and
Yeah, he got
Five
that
Below.
wine. He don't cry.
Mommy, can I get some ice cream?
And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio in the
Don't look
mail
like that
room.
sugar.
Y'all don't know nothing
You
about
know,
that Keith Sweat.
you know
Y'all don't
what
know
I
nothing
need,
about that Keith
girl.
Sweat.
You know what I like, girl. Come on now. You know what I need, baby.
That's right. That was the Morris Brown days. You don't know nothing about that Keith Sweat,
All
boy.
the space I need is in that red dress, baby. That's all. I don't need nothing else. You hear what I'm saying? Put your Converses on. Put whatever you want on your feet. Put whatever you want.
But as
Long
long
as
as
that
we have on
dress.
that red dress, that's
As long
what
as you
y'all
got that
saying.
dress on.
That dress.
We don't need no
Listen,
space.
we are live in the studio, 101 TKO Radio. Download that app like
Yes.
now. It is urgent. that you download that app so you can hear this full culture conversation. Listen, our chat is blowing up because we got to come back for, well, we are going to come back because I want the men to tell us, I mean, want the men to listen to what the women need in a safe space. But today it's all about the men, and we want to know, what does the safe space look like? What does it look like? So we talked about y'all are, wanting the freedom and the vulnerability and the peace and just the
What
safeness,
it means to you, yeah.
yeah, and it's like Johnny, you said something earlier, like you want to be able to express and know that your secrets are safe with us, meaning we're not going to go after the breakup, we're not going to go telling your business, we're not going to shout it against or even if we get mad at you while we're still in the relationship, we're not going to go tell our girlfriends what's going on with you all. So I'm assuming that's what you're saying as well. Like, if y'all tell us something, you need to know that it's with, it's between
Yeah.
me and you. Is that what y'all are saying?
Yeah, that as well. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
also we want to be able to, sometimes we gotta cry, man. Sometimes we need that
Yeah.
space to just
Yeah.
cry. And if
Yeah.
y'all need to, hopefully, be able to understand that and provide that space. We need that sometimes. You know what I
Yeah.
Any
mean?
man,
Yeah.
any man that's out there promoting the fact that he's too hard to cry is not a man.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm.
he got
That's
issues.
kind of that's kind of hard. You said not a man.
It's not a man.
No, man cry.
Mm.
It's not a
Right,
man.
but I don't think that's fair to say. I mean, this is just my opinion, because if you're telling them that they're not a man, so now they have another stigma that I'm not a man because I can't cry.
Not a man as in a sense of not sex, male
No,
wise.
I know what you
No.
mean, but if
Uh,
you're already saying I'm not a man, if I'm already dealing with the fact that I was told not to cry because I'm a boy and I'm a man, and now you're saying
and I'm
because
saying
you're not crying, you're
maybe
not a
I'm
man.
expressing that wrong. But that's
There's
what I mean.
nothing masculine about not crying.
That's
That's what he's
what
So
saying.
that's the
that's what we
narrative that we need
promoted.
to that we
Yes,
Yes.
need
that's
to
what we need
change.
to
That
change.
it's
That's what we've been
Right.
okay.
promoting is saying,
Right.
oh, you can't
Yeah.
cry because that's what makes you a man.
Why
Right.
you
No, no,
can't
no,
But
no,
cry?
no.
crying does
You know.
not make you a man.
Yeah.
So crying
So
makes
we,
you human. Crying,
Yes.
yeah.
anybody
Right.
Right.
can
Yes.
cry.
Well, like that's
Crying
why.
makes you human. But
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
again the stigma that you guys have been taught that if you cry, it makes you weak. What you
Yeah.
do is if you don't cry, that makes you fake because you're not in tune with
Right.
yourself. And
And
not
that's
only
what
are
I
you're not lying to your person, you're lying to yourself
yourself.
by not crying.
That's what I
Right?
was
Yeah.
Yeah.
meaning.
So
So
we need to
that,
change
So
the narrative, and we have to, and Coach Latressa can attest to this. When we have to be careful with the words and the narrative, because it can be detrimental when we're talking to people. Because again, it's like, okay, if I'm already struggling with the fact that I'm trying to be a man and I'm bottled up, but now I don't know how to express myself. Because again, as educators, Tressa has seen it as well. When you're teaching boys and you're constantly, even the female teachers would tell the boys not to cry, this, that, and the other, and not to express themselves. So we have to learn. We have to teach our men and our friends how to express themselves, because it may not always be crying, but we need to express. We need to teach each other um, how to release. How to effectively and healthy release, because I may not be able to cry physically, but I need to be able to release in some way. And we
Yeah.
need to change that narrative. And our friends need to be in a safe space with each other to say, hey, it's okay for you to express this somehow, some way, but just get it out. Listen, let's go ahead and create this safe space. So I need all of my women. I need you all to hey,
Mm-mm.
Melanie, how you doing?
That's my sister.
That's
She
sister,
chimed in.
right? Johnny.
Uh-oh.
Good morning.
Uh-oh.
That's
before we
Uh-oh.
sister.
create that safe space, TaShon,
So
I wanted to say something to the men to see what and see if you guys is my opinion or if you agree with what I'm about to say. Because the things that are not taught, we can't learn. But being set in your own atmosphere or your own mindset, right? You didn't get there overnight. So those were
mhm,
some things that you gradually learned now. So change is not going to happen instantaneously. You just can't say, "Oh, I want you to change," and a genie wand and he changes.
Oh, right.
If you want to change the willingness of a man, it takes baby steps. It's going to come gradually because, like you were saying with your dad, 50 years or 60, 70 years of doing the same thing. That's something that he got up every day and repeatedly did that same thing. So in order for him to change, if we say we love someone, we just can't give up on them. We have to understand that, knowing that them changing is going to take time. It's going to take practice.
But that's true too. But if you're not practicing, I go back to what Ernest was saying. If you're not practicing, then what's the point? And that's what my mom came up to, because my mom never wanted to give up on my dad, and still does not. But when it makes you sick for worrying about somebody and seeing them constantly go out and put other people in danger because they're being alcoholics and not caring about, then at some point you have to stop enabling someone.
Right, I agree. But that's when we go to something that's higher, and I'm sure your mom does it. We got to lay in the doctor. We got to live in the God, giving the doctor Jesus.
Yes,
because Dr. Jesus now, he's going to be able to do it. And in that change, I'm pretty sure you're going to come back again, take over, and say, guess what? My mom and dad are back together. Because it's an amazing thing. Sometimes the separation is necessary in order to come back again and become and build stronger.
Now you're talking that reference.
You can love from afar. Because one of the things is that person has to also want that change. I mean, no matter how big or how small, they've got to want some part of that change within themselves. Because what will happen is just what he said, we will become an enabler of that person.
That's right.
Of where they are. And then in the process of becoming an enabler of that person, we are now having a breakdown of our own, sometimes physical, mental, and spiritual selves. So it's not wrong in wanting to choose yourself. It's healthy in choosing yourself. They're just not ready at that time. Doesn't mean that I cut you completely off. I could still send you inspirationals here and there. It just means that I'm not investing all of my time and energy like that. I'm choosing me to keep me uplifted, to keep my peace. I'm going to still send you, I can still meal prep for you. I can still send you those inspirationals. I can still pray for you and not be with you. I'm still praying for some of my exes. Hey, I ain't with none of them.
Yeah, same here.
Right.
And she's also, she's like, hey,
so we can still do, but we have to come to a point where and realize to make sure that we can love from a distance.
Right.
And we have to also realize, and I've realized, bring it back to me, how important self-care is. That's part of what I'm trying to get in my book. Self-care is so important. I've come to realize that because I was one of the ones, I'm going to work with him. I'm going to work with him. I'm going to work with him. And in the process, I began to decline. I declined spiritually, emotionally. There was a change. I got to a point where I didn't talk because I gave all that energy to him. And then when it came time for me with anything, I was shut down.
Let me add to that, Latressa. I appreciate a woman's patience, right? But please don't get yourselves wrong. Y'all are not this man's therapist. Y'all are not this man's mama. Y'all are not. Y'all are his partner. You know what I mean? It's the big difference. Please don't feel like you have to stay there because society says, "Oh well, you don't really love him if you ain't there." That's bull. If you start to lose yourself in helping him,
that's it. Lose myself.
If you start to lose you at some point you got to, you know what I mean, you have to save you can't lose yourself in helping somebody else. That was my issue. That was my issue. You know what I mean? And I was made to look like the bad person because, or you ain't stay, you just left. Well, no, the situation was unhealthy for me. You know what I'm saying? They're not if they're not trying to help themselves or even see that they need to do better within themselves, I'm out. It's over. I'm not listen, I'm your partner. I'm not God. I'm not Jesus. I'm not here to save you. I can help you. You know what I mean? But I can't be the sole savior of you. Y'all shouldn't be. Don't feel like y'all need to be either.
I think even with the analogies that was used, right? You mentioned Mel about a baby takes baby steps, but even with a baby, before he starts walking, he's gonna stand up and fall a couple times.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if he ain't even trying to stand up the first time,
That's right.
Where's the progress.
Yeah.
And then we talked about, praying for someone. Even the Bible says faith without works. So my faith and
You still
praying
gotta
for
work
you
for it. I can
still,
pray for you all day. You ain't working.
you're part
But
of.
you have to do the
your
work, and I
work
agree,
that you do.
Ernest.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
So I think going back, when we talking about starting to create this safe space, I think the first thing that and these are things that we mentioned earlier that we have to take in consideration off the bat is, number one, we wasn't taught, and number two, sometimes as men we don't know what that looks like. So even myself, I just really got into self-development maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, and that was because I was going through something, and so I started searching for that, in order to get me here. So I think at the very beginning, with our ladies to start creating that safe space, we have to start with encouraging him to start looking within, start looking at those spaces. Or
Okay,
that
come
places,
on.
okay, what does this mean to me first?
Come
Because
on.
again, you can't help me if I can't help me.
That's right.
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 I
So
think
let's
that's
talk
where it
about that
starts with the
self-development
encouragement. Yeah, I
within
think
the
that's where
safe
it starts
space.
with
Let's
that.
break it down. So the first thing you see in this with that self-development. Let's get into that self-development on the side of a man and a male's perspective of self-development. What does it look like? So we're identifying, we're creating the safe space. So in self-development, what are the points that we have to look for as a woman in order to know that we're helping him in that self-development, developing himself to identify that I am your safe space, that I want to be that safe space for you, Ernest. So break that self-development down.
Transparency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of
I
all,
want to say the same thing.
it goes to his core values, right?
Okay.
So first
So
of
his
all,
values.
he has to know what his core values are
Okay.
before we get started. So that's why we're gonna start with us first, right? What are your core values, or what's important to you? Faith, your finances, family. I think it was a guy, I can't think of his name, but let's say that's it. Yeah, faith, family, finances, freedom, whatever those are. Okay, so with each one of those, how are we addressing that? Your faith. Okay, if your faith is important to you, let me encourage you to dive deeper into that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Where are you getting your mentorship that's helping you develop your faith? Are you going to church? If you're not going to church, what are you reading? And just in every space that we're making some kind of progress with those things that we say that's important to us. Because if we just saying it, but we're not actively trying to gain that knowledge, again, like I said earlier, even though we are mentoring others, we still need mentors. So who do we look for ourselves to find that? Because you can't be that. And because when you start trying to be that, that's when we go back to what we just talking about of staying in relationships too long because you're trying to help. But it starts with us first. We got to want the help and seek the help. So find out what his core values are, then find out ways that he can connect with what he needs as a person in those core values. Again, if I say church or faith is important, okay, what is your faith? Okay, let me see what books I can introduce you to, or what people I can introduce you to, so that you are on your own journey, first of all. So then once he gets on his own journey, then I can support you. Okay, hey, I found this new church that I want to go to. Okay, baby, every Sunday I'm gonna be there with you to go with you to that church or to that space or whatever. Then you can encourage him in that way, that you're encouraging him to make the steps that he's already making himself. So we go back to the analogy of the baby. What do you do when the baby first starts walking? You hold his hand, right? You hold his little fingers and then you let him take the steps on his own. So you're supporting him, but he's doing the action. So that's where we got to start at. First of all, what are your core values that is important to you? And then once you figure out what's important to you, then now I can support you in what you believe is important for you first. And then as you find yourself, and then I can follow, and then I can be that support that you need.
EJ hit it on the head, man. I mean, I ain't going. That was it.
That was
Listen, learn the man you with. Learn him.
It's most
Learn
important
him.
to learn your
Don't
person.
go off of what you
I agree.
used to deal with. Don't go off of your
Yeah.
past. Don't go off of what I believe a man should be. This learn the man that
Prince,
you're
I
with.
finally agree with something you said.
Well, nobody know. We're gonna take a quick music break. And when we come back,
we only an hour and a half in.
Your five below ass headphones.
You done good.
Not my
DJ.
headphones. Okay,
See?
okay.
He done redeemed himself. Look at this.
You
Listen,
in
live
touch
right
with
here
your
on
femininity
101
side, Tito. Pass that
Girl.
tissue, somebody.
Radio in the mailroom. When we come back, we're gonna go ahead and create this list. What does this safe space look like to us women? What is it from the men that they want to see in this safe space? So listen, stay connected right here, 101 TKO Radio in the mailroom. We'll be right back after the song break. And we are back live on 101TKOradio.com. Listen, go and download that app, that 101 TKO Radio app. Listen, we have our business shout outs. And again, if you would like to, if you are ready to be a team or a sponsor or shout out your business, connect with us at Trinette at IamTrinetteLCollier.com or DM us at the mailroom 7671. Listen, business shout outs. Women Are Dope by I Am Chelsea Speaks. For more information, connect with Women Are Dope on IG at Women Are Dope. What's Good podcast with Mo Diva. Follow her on IG at what's.good1111. That's what's.good1111. Also, Latressa A. Crawford, Executive Life Coach, Linktree. You can connect with her at Linktree at the real_real_underscore Latressa. The Plush Lab presents Speak to Me Retreat, a relaxing network, October the 5th through the 8th of 2023. For more information, email them at info@theplushlab.com. I Care Solutions. Optimize your workflow and simply task with virtual assistant services. Connect with Mel Atwell at 254-213-9810 or email at one icaresolutions at proton.me. Lady Luxury Designs, LLC, handmade jewelry, and more. Reach them, connect with them at IG at Lady Luxury or theladyluxury.com. Also, you can use coupon code TMR7671 to receive 15% off of your purchase.
Nice.
Also, business shout out the Sofa Pillow Talk podcast. Connect with them at Mr. and Mrs. Takeover the World, and you can see them at subscribe to their YouTube at the Sofa Pillow Talk. Also, I Can Beat MS, a worldwide organization dedicated to patients with multiple sclerosis. Connect with ICBMS on all social media platforms. I Can Beat MS. Listen, again, if you would like to have your business shouted out, connect with me. We have some good sponsorship deals also going on for 101 TKO Radio and the mailroom. We also have virtual vendors. If you would like to be a vendor for the TMR virtual listening party, connect with us. Latressa is one of the vendors, and also she is one
Yes.
of the sponsors of TMR's virtual listening party this year. But we have great deals. You cannot miss out
Yes.
on that deal. So go ahead, go to iamtrinettLcollier.com, get your ticket to the TMR listening party, or become a vendor, or do both. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, and so forth. So that's again, if you would like to become a sponsor, hit me up, DM
Just
me,
you
or
crazy.
connect at Trinette at iamtrinettLcollier.com. So what you say, Chris?
The trust are crazy. She's stupid. Tell a friend. Tell a friend.
Tell a
Tell
friend,
that
tell a
one.
friend.
Say it again. I want to do. I'm translating.
Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend.
Yo, you. This is why she's stupid.
You get it, girl. Hey, that's my coach, and I'm gonna stick by her. Y'all.
And she does provide her services, her coaching services,
Yeah,
which is
she
really
does,
good.
y'all. And y'all
She
make sure y'all
does.
get them books, get them books, get them books from
Yes, yes.
TaShon. Get her book. Y'all go read it. Get Coach Latressa's book. Y'all need that knowledge,
Oh, she
y'all.
says Florida
Go
because
order them
she's not
books
from Florida
online. Go
longer.
get them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Listen, shout out to Miss Atwell's mom. She's all the way in Trinidad,
Yes.
Tobago.
It's a
Listening,
Trini
she
thing out there, you
downloaded
know.
that
Oh,
app.
shit.
She
I can't
downloaded
talk to
that
a little
app.
bit Trinidadian accent, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
Guan.
you know we over here trying to figure out. You talking about Trinidad? We like, wait a minute, we don't see no number or whatnot. But
No, because
listen,
it'll be if she says the Florida
right,
line, so she used the
right.
Florida line.
So
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
her thank you so much. We enjoy her listening, and we thank you for the support. Listen, y'all, it's just that easy. Download that app. Like
Yes,
how easy, and it's free. Like
yes, it is.
it's free. Look at Tressa.
I'm
Free
translating.
99, baby. Free 99.
No,
Free 99,
Exactly.
y'all.
Like it's free. Hold it up again, Tressa. Hold the phone up. It's
Free
free.
99,
show us the
y'all.
That's
app,
it.
Trent.
You know, we got our mamas and daddies on here, like,
Yes.
downloading the app. That's it.
No,
It's
Prince,
free.
not your app. Your app broke, Prince. Your app broke. Coach Trent said she got the right logo. Your app broke, Prince.
Oopsie. Oh, look.
Let's see it again,
Look,
Oh,
Coach
hopefully
Trent.
oh, you
DJ
big
Prince
mad.
will redeem himself with
You
his
big mad. Okay.
mix.
All right. I
With
got
his
you. I
Mute
got
Prince.
you.
DJ, mute Prince. Mute him.
Listen, we gonna get right into this DJ Noonday mix. Maybe he can redeem himself with his mix.
Yeah. Come on,
It was a
DJ.
smooth mix. I decided to go smooth. So, y'all
Oh,
just
it's
chill out,
smooth.
relax. You know what I'm
Let's
Okay.
saying?
go.
So listen, go ahead, y'all, download that app and let's get ready for DJ Johnny Prince's
Yes.
Noonday Mix. Here
Let's
we go.
go.
Live right here on 101 TKO
There
Radio
we
in
go
the
now. Play the
mail
music
room.
now.
Here we
Yes.
go.
The little accent came back. She went back to the motherland. Come on, I like it.
Yes. Play the
Here
music,
we go,
Prince.
y'all. Y'all And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio. Johnny,
Yeah.
you did that
Yeah, thank you so much.
on a Saturday?
Yeah. I had to put on your red dress.
Listen, the Freddie
Yeah,
and
man.
what's it say, Cougar Music.
Cougar, just as stupid.
Because all I could picture now, we're the aunties and the uncles.
You
Yeah,
better believe it.
Gotta
You
Cougars.
better believe it.
Yeah.
We're them now.
Yeah.
You know, we're two-stepping now in our corners or sitting on the lawn chairs just
Not
grooving.
the aunties.
Like this, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You know, like that's us now. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Wow.
That's us. Listen, I'm with you, Trevor.
Yeah,
But
that's
Jay
good,
Prince,
though.
I got one question. When you was making that mix, you thought you was in the skating ring when you was doing it?
I'm on the
Hey,
skating ring on the
I
floor.
got big plans. I'm preparing myself. I'm doing the
There
90s
you
skate
go.
party. I'm talking about it's coming. It's coming.
There you go.
Well, make
'Cause
sure
I showed up
the
in my
next
head
mix,
with-
make sure you got some Uncle Luke and Uncle Al up in there. You know, free tickets.
Because I showed up with skating in my head. I'm gonna pull out my skates today, and I was skating.
I will skate with you, but I'm skating on one foot right now because the
No, you don't need you to do nothing. Look at your
Y'all pray for me,
Yeah.
y'all. My
Yeah, I'm
daughter,
so sorry.
she
But
is
your
on me,
comeback
y'all.
gonna be
Look at how you
strong, though,
skating on
baby.
7 toes.
No,
Hey, Mel, you don't got the little scooter, do you? Yeah, they got the scooter
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
to
one
put your
foot
knee up. You got one of those? Oh, man. You got a tutor scooter?
Yeah, dark.
You got a tutor scooter?
I got the
Rolling.
scooter. She got the scooter.
Rolling.
She gonna come to school after y'all. She gonna get y'all. She gonna be pulling up on her scooter.
Scooter. Hey, oh, look. Hand my scooter over there, baby.
With her fan in that 110-degree heat. Look at she going out too on y'all.
Going out.
She
You
going
on
out.
mute, baby.
You muted, man.
I said, don't worry about it. But on my birthday, I'm gonna be cute with my mom booth and my high heels. And
That's
I'm gonna
right.
make it do what it do, baby.
Yeah,
That's
she
right.
said,
I'm
not
gonna
to roll
roll up.
up.
I'm gonna be cute.
Talk it, girl. Talk it, baby.
Listen,
Yeah, I'm gonna be
that
crutching.
Trinidadian came out in her now. She said, no,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that Trini came out absolutely. You know, fun fact: it was so difficult for us growing up, knowing that we came from a West Indian household, to
Yeah.
try to speak English. Well, we speak English, but it's from a British concept, broken dialect.
Yeah.
To be able to speak and you guys can understand. It was challenging in school because it's just like what you say, and then sometimes you want to talk in that language and be like really say something because she's not gonna understand what you say. She's saying to you, so be like, what you mean? What I'm saying? Like you do a tissue or something? Like I'm saying,
I can't do that.
You say
Yeah.
you can't do that exactly.
I can't do that.
I had a lot of my
So,
Belizean friends
You what?
and my Trinidadians, and I'd be like, and
Yes.
I couldn't hear, period. I'd be like, listen, just stop talking to me. Like, I can't understand you. Just
Yo, you
like
you said stop talking to me.
I was
You
like, I
stupid.
can't understand. Like, what are you saying? Because I have my girlfriend, we're good friends to this day, and she'd go, especially when she's going off, she'd get the fast talking, and I'd be like,
Like my
but I love y'all. I love my island people. I love y'all. Oh my gosh, I love y'all.
Listen,
I just would be on pause when they talk. It's so
but
I just
that's what my
it's like
person
pause,
said.
like I'm trying to
My person
translate in my head.
Oh my god.
He knows when I'm upset because that accent comes out.
Yeah,
And
when
so
y'all
for
get
me,
mad,
it's a double whammy because mom's Trinidadian, pops is Jamaican. So trust me, I can give it to you any kind of way. And like I tell people, it's a mixed spice because you don't know who coming at you. You don't know
my
if you're gonna
father-in-law is
get
Jamaican.
a few
and if
boom,
you-
boom, boom, but up,
Yeah.
or you don't know if I'm finna tell you about some stuff, other stuff. So it's really hard to
walk with 3 toes down. Huh?
y'all hear this girl in the background.
It's really hard to walk when you only got 7
Somebody
toes.
it's really hard to walk when you 3 toes down. Like y'all,
Okay,
I can't wait. I can't wait to get out this boot.
You ain't 10 toes down? Nah, I'm 7 toes.
Listen, we are live back in the studio, 101 TKO Radio. Go download that app so you can hear, so you can play with us on the fan wall, connect with us, and so forth. Listen, we are in the last hour of the mail room, so listen, let's go ahead and create this safe space. What does it look like? We're gonna start with Ernest. Give us something that we can
put piggyback off each other.
So give me what does the safe space look like? What does it look like?
I'm glad you started with me because that's why I started with the first 3 steps, right?
Yes.
I already wrote it down while we was on break. So the first step would be to encourage him to find his core values. What's important to him. Now, this you can't do this for him, but you can encourage him to do that for himself. So that would be the first step. Then the second step will be to make sure that he's making steps on his own to invest in himself in those core values. Again, we talk about the baby steps. You can hold his hand while he walks, but you can't walk for him. And then the third one would be to take interest in those core values so that you can support him in it after he figured it out, after he's already started his journey. Now you can support him on that journey. So I would say that would be the first 3 steps.
So, and can you make sure that you send me these notes? Trust, you taking notes for me?
I'm right, babe.
Because
right here. That's why I spun around, got my notebook and my good pen.
Look, your good pen. Because what I do want to do, I want to put this on the site because again, we're about solutions, and I want to, and of course, you get the credit for it, but I definitely want to have something to give to the women, and just to our listeners. Period. Repeat that. The first step: encourage.
The first step will be encourage him to find what are his core values for himself. The second step will be to make sure that he's taking his own steps to finding and to walking in those core values. Then once you see that he's actually taking steps and moves toward down his own, then the third step will be to support him in that journey that he's already on. But again, this is not a journey you start for him. He has to start for himself.
I like that. Okay. I like that. LaRon, Mr. Takeover, what you got for us?
I like the word journey that Mr. Ernest used. I'm gonna piggyback off the word journey because my point would be having him take that journey back to his past. I know a lot of people don't like going back to their past. Good or bad, our present becomes the past that creates our present becomes the past that creates our future, that allows us to learn lessons about ourselves, that we could become a better person. And sometimes some of us, we don't enjoy going back and visiting that past because it could be traumatizing. So taking that journey to the past to figure out who you are, because in order to tell her, to give her information about you, you have to know yourself.
Okay.
Amen. Now
so that's one step.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one pointer that you okay. Trust, you wrote that down.
I got it. Take a journey back to the past and learn lessons about themselves.
What was that? What was that quote that you said though? Because I was trying to write that down. Our present.
Yeah, the present becomes the past that creates our future. That's something that I came up with when I was 15.
That is so
because,
true.
They've always said past, present, future, but you can't create a past until the present has become the past. And when I start learning that my present creates the past, that what becomes the past that creates my future, that gave me access to learn who I was, has always been, that made me become the person that I am today.
Absolutely.
So, I'm gonna throw this in real quick. As a speaker, I'll give you credit for that 3 times. After that is mine. Okay.
No.
Hey, listen.
That's the rule in the speaker world. You get 3 credits. That's it.
Yeah, and I got to use it. Absolutely. But the thing about the past is, we learn that we may walk away from our past, but we meet people that will continuously try to get into our past and bring up your past. I know in my transformation, when I was redefining myself and I had to go back there in order to find purpose to come back and move forward, I remember telling my family, you want to keep living in my past? Guess what? I evict myself from that address, which is called my past. I'm living in my now moment, which is my present, because now I'm working in my present to create what my future has for me. And so therefore, if you continue to live there, my past ain't got no business in here. So I'm working now in the now moment to make now be so amazing that tomorrow is jealous of it.
Yeah, you have to make peace with your past. You can learn from it,
it's not,
but you make peace with your past, because even the word tells you you can't keep being is feel how you feel, but you have to make peace with your past so that you can move forward. So you would
So
have to be,
it's not to dwell.
yeah,
Again,
yeah.
it's not to dwell, because if I can go back and journey to my past and conquer all of that, then no matter anybody come in and say, "Oh, well, I remember when we used to do that," and I'm over that.
Hmm.
So just like you
Yeah,
said, it has nothing over me anymore. So you can
yeah.
visit that all you want to.
Right, right. And you have to stop people from doing that. Like, if they bring up stuff, people do it all the time. Oh, girl, yeah, I remember I saw your ex-husband. I'm like, oh,
I
okay.
show,
You
I
you
did,
met Chef. And then I
I
stop
sure
people
did.
from that. You know what I'm saying? So you have that power. I like that. Cool. Johnny, what you got?
What I got? All right. Uh,
We ain't doing no dissertation, Johnny.
no, we
I can't write that fast.
patience,
Look,
patience, patience,
yeah,
patience.
yeah.
Please have patience. What I'm coming across is a lot of women are not able to provide the patience that they're requiring. So if you're unable
Mm,
to give the patience, right,
yeah.
leave the situation alone. Like
Mm,
seriously,
yeah.
because he's if you're if you're going to provide the safe space for this man,
Mm-hmm.
it requires patience, depending on where he is in life.
Yeah,
Not to
yeah,
say I'm not saying to put up with his stuff. I'm not saying
yeah,
that, but he has to be able to trust you, like you have to be able to trust him. All right,
yeah,
and that for me to trust you, like it requires some patience. I have to know that I can trust you, that I'm
yeah.
safe,
Mm-hmm.
when I sit with you, when I sit in this space with you that you provided, that I am
Yeah,
absolutely safe. That requires patience.
yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
I and just to piggyback on that, as part of that patience, which can be a whole nother tag
Absolutely.
by itself,
Mm-hmm.
is learning our listening skills,
Oh,
so
come
that
on
we're
now.
Yes,
listening to understand, not
Love
listen to
that.
yes.
reply.
That's
You
right.
know, a lot of times, especially when we creating a safe space for anyone, whether it's for any gender or whoever, we got to
Mm-hmm.
learn to listen to understand, not listen to reply. Because sometimes
Yeah,
there's nothing needs to be said. It's just the fact that
right.
you're listening to take that information in, to that you understand where they're coming from, and of course, not to bring it back up and throw it in their face at another date. But you're listening to understand, so you know who this person is and what they're going through in that moment.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and
want to add as a
Absolutely.
woman, also women, I need y'all to understand that these men are giving us from their perspective. So we need to
Mhm.
listen. And we definitely need to understand and listen to them. And we're not always right. I know this is gonna step on some toes, my females. We're not always right, and it's okay. We don't
Mhm.
know them. We don't know them in that
Can you say that again,
perspective.
please?
Like and I will admit, what you say?
You say it again, please.
What I say?
Say that again.
Can you repeat
No,
that last statement
no,
No,
again?
you
No,
could have
I
got it.
didn't hear what you
You
quite
could have
said. I didn't hear
got
what
it.
you quite said. I didn't hear what you
no,
quite said.
we're not repeating. We
But I
moving
need
right
y'all
along.
women to really understand that you don't have to be right. You don't have to be right when he's talking to us, when your man is talking to us and confiding. You don't have to be right. You don't have to be his savior. And all three of the men are saying the same thing.
Mhm.
They want us to listen. They want us to listen to them. Just listen, have an
Yes.
open ear. So listen, we're gonna take a quick music break. When we
Listen
come back,
without judgment.
right, we're gonna finish up this discussion. We're gonna add some more to this list. I love this list.
Yeah.
Trust you got the notes. You got the
Yes.
notes. Okay.
Yes. So you taking
So
notes. That's
take,
piggyback off of you. Women, we've got to listen and take note as well.
Yes, we do.
right, and it's
Yes, we
okay.
do.
So we'll be
Effective
right back.
listening.
Right. 101 TKO Radio and the mailroom will be right back.
Download the app.
And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio. That was
Come
Ty
on,
Dolla
12 o'clock.
Sign and Chris
Because I got to get off
Brown. I
here.
like that one. Thank you, Nelson.
It's
I like
really
that.
crazy.
Listen,
Yeah.
yo, if y'all haven't been tuned in, y'all, shame
Yeah.
on y'all, but you still have time to download that app. We've been having culture conversation about creating a safe space, and the men have given us a few good, oh my goodness, really great, and simple, very feasible, simple steps, ways that we can create this safe space. So I don't want us women to make it complicated, because I
Right.
remember Johnny talking about
You
this
mean hard?
some time ago. We do, as women, I admit, we make things complicated, and they really are just asking for the simple things, and we can give this to them, but we have to be really open and willing to do it. So Tressa, can you recap that list real quick?
Sure. What we were saying, want me to start from off air, on air?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things starting off talked about being transparent and having transparency with them. Find out, encourage him to find his core values, ensure he's making or taking the steps to find himself, and then also take interest in his core values. Then we talked about making sure that he looks at his past. Take that quote, the word we used was journey. Take that journey back to his past, because the present becomes our past, which becomes the future. Did I get that right, Mr.
Come on
Takeover?
now.
Hey, I
Yes,
take
ma'am.
good
Yes,
notes. I'm
ma'am.
listening.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
listening.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes,
then
ma'am.
Johnny said, with couple with all of that, through that whole process, we as women need to have patience. We need to have patience. We truly need to be open and listen, and truly listen to what the men are saying when they are expressing themselves. And when we're listening, have the uh, mindset of understanding, and watch our body language. You know, ladies.
Mm.
I want to say, I want to
I
say a
Yep,
hear
the
few
you.
things.
facial
I hear
expressions.
you.
Yep, the facial expressions, the eyes, and
Oh,
it's so
I'm guilty.
important. His
Un-
breathing, his
yeah.
breathing. Just like women have levels of breathing, men also have different 3 levels of breathing that we have to learn to identify. So we have that breathing number one, that which is something that we can fix because we've identified he just need a kiss on his forehead, or he want a plate of food or something like that. We have that level two breathing where it's like, okay, we know we done messed up, but it's something that we should have done because he had our undivided attention, and we done picked up a phone call or doing something from a girlfriend. So now we can fix that. And that level three breathing is where, okay, run for the border because it's really bad, and we need to go ahead and sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah.
So add that to
Yeah.
the list, Tressa, because along with the nonverbal, we have to learn their breathing.
No, we
Because
can't add that to the list because we didn't say that. Thank you.
Right. Hey, listen.
We
but
can't
you
add
know
that
what?
to the
I'm
list,
helping
Technically,
you.
you're
baby. We
right.
can't add that to the list,
I'm
baby.
helping you because guess what? I'm
No,
being
no, listen,
attentive. I'm Prince.
Technically, they
I
didn't
understand
say
what
it.
you're
So
saying. I hate what you're
Okay,
saying.
but they didn't say it, so don't add it to the list. We're gonna add
Okay,
it to our list. So
hey,
No,
next
no,
time,
don't even do that. That's
okay,
the issue.
because we're
Oh
gonna
my.
add it to our list because I'm
That's
agreeing with
true.
the men.
That's
But
true.
that's
okay,
true.
Prince,
Technically,
you
that's
ain't
because
say
they're
that.
giving it.
Don't add it, Coach. They ain't say that. Don't worry about it. I'm a mute. I'm a mute myself. I'm gonna go ahead.
well, I do want to. I do want
Add
to
it to
say
our list.
something.
Don't
Yeah,
worry.
I
I'm
do
gonna
want to
talk
say
about
something
my
with
technically
that
right.
though.
Technically right, and that's hey, Trinette. That's exactly what you were saying about earlier. Injecting some of us in between what they're saying,
Yeah.
listening for understanding.
Right,
I heard
right.
you say you said this, but I think you really meant some of
Yes.
this.
That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
issue.
So,
That's an
Yeah.
issue. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
yeah,
No, what
Okay,
I
you
said is
got
what I
me, Prince.
said.
and not
You
that
know what I'm
that's not,
saying?
and Miss Atwell, not to say that that wasn't
Right,
good,
right.
but you know, if
It's
we're
their
truly
show.
listening,
It's their
and we
show.
said we're gonna listen.
We
Right,
gonna
right.
Yeah.
listen.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Let
not
me
that that was some
let me
good stuff to take
Mr.
into
Ernest want to say
consideration.
something. Go ahead, Mr.
Yes, go
Ernest.
ahead.
Yeah.
let me
Age.
say something. Just to piggyback on some of the things that you guys did say that should be on the list, but since it's our list, I'm gonna rephrase it so it can go on the list. Okay. So one thing Trinette said was you don't always have to be right. Right.
Mhm.
So one of the things I want to add to that I learned a long time ago was someone told me in a relationship and definitely in a marriage, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? right?
Mm.
Come
So
on now.
it's a difference between those two. And if you have to be right in order to be happy, then you got some issues that you have to work on personally. So that's number one. The other thing was learn how he wants to be loved, not how you want to love him.
Come on now.
So when we're
Come
coming
on.
in with our own version of what we think the safe space should be look like, it might not be what he needs or what he wants. And so I know the love languages book, which I definitely promote, even though I don't get paid to, but I definitely promote it because it gives you the inside look on who that person is,
Right.
and what they find and what they see as love. So
Right.
if we're building this space for him, we want to make sure that we're getting the information from him of what this space looks like.
Yeah.
You know
I
what?
love that.
Nicole?
I like that.
Yep.
I want
Love
to
it.
bring something back that Mr. Ernest was speaking about at the very beginning, and this is not for the women to advise us to do, but just men in general to advise ourselves. And like he said, us being even at our age, we need that mentor to tell us about considering therapy, counseling, and that's even coupling, couple counseling and whatnot. It's okay to go and talk.
Right.
Definitely.
I love this list. Let me read some of these comments. Melanie, earlier, I do apologize. She wrote, codependency can also be a big problem with staying in a relationship that doesn't require working on a safe space. Couples will literally live in separate rooms for years and not put in work. She also wrote, for me, the hardest part with creating a safe space is still being betrayed, and it's expected for me to love you unconditionally during the betrayal. Man, I remember he ran out the house and called. So and so when we come back on another show, we're going to talk about what it looks like for a woman for our safe space, because it is going to look different, but due to our different experiences or whatnot. But I do love the fact that all three of you all actually showed, like, you're showing us what it is. And I love this list. I'm gonna be honest with you all. I love this list. And I'm even for myself, it's giving me something to look at even more, with my own husband. It's like, because sometimes I do find myself in that coaching. My husband tell me, don't put me on the couch. He'd be like, don't put me on the couch. And at first I used to get offended by that, but then I'm understanding from you all, y'all don't need a mama. You
That's
don't
right.
need you don't need a therapist from it. We're not supposed to be. Actually, what I'm hearing now is that y'all just want somebody to listen to you, and give you that freedom to express however you feel. If you're feeling pissed off at that moment, let you feel pissed off at that moment. You know what I'm saying? If you're feeling happy at that moment or whatnot. So that's what I'm learning as a woman and as a wife and as a coach, even. And so I really appreciate this list. I really do. I love it. I love it.
I appreciate the transparency that you all
Oh,
being
absolutely.
able to come on and share like that, because as you stated earlier, a lot of men are not open because I got to be a man, I can't show that. So I
Yeah.
appreciate the transparency that you all doing, showing other men that it's okay to be transparent and have
Yeah.
your guard down some. So
Yeah.
That's
thank
right.
you
Yeah.
all. To you, kudos.
Yes. Kudos.
Well,
Nelson,
thank you
give
for creating the
yourself some
platform.
hand claps and
Yeah.
all of that.
We
I
take
love it.
gifts, dinners, gift cards, red
Well,
dresses.
September is coming up. It is Take a Man Out on a Date month for
Oh
Ooh,
September.
yeah.
So, hey,
when,
I'll be
when that when
posting
that
that.
happened, I ain't know about that. I'll take a man out on
That's because you ain't listening.
Oh, wait a minute. But wait a minute. So why does it only have to be in the month of September that we take a man out on a date?
Well,
Oh, why is
I'm
Christmas in
just saying
December?
though.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying
know.
though, because you should be
You
able to take your
crazy.
man out on a date any day. Any day
Thank
should
Christmas
be
in
you.
a date
December because
day.
that's
Thank
my
you.
birthday month. That's why.
Well, September my birthday month, so hey, September 5th,
So take a
baby.
man out, take a man on
September
a date
5th.
on your birthday. There you go. Right
I
there.
sure will. I sure will. I
That's
will
right,
take my
girl.
person out on a date on my birthday.
That's
That's right.
right, girl.
Listen,
That's
Y'all
right.
y'all are
hilarious.
hilarious.
Don't
Listen,
be.
we're gonna take this last song break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up the show. I'd be hating when
Already?
this time comes
Yes,
already.
it's
I
time. Yes,
know, man.
already.
Right? So listen, let's turn up on this last song, and when we come back, We're going to connect with everyone and we're going to wrap it up right here live on 101 TKO Radio and the mailroom. We'll be right back. And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio and the mail room. Yeah, y'all, that was a song. Listen, y'all, this has been a
Feels good.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
See, that's that roller
Feels
skate music too. You
good.
got it, you know. There you go.
Feels
Feels
good.
good.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, y'all
Yeah.
did that today. Y'all did that today. Fix
Yeah.
your brains. Give yourself a high five,
That's
pat
right.
on the
That's right.
back, snatch
That's
the.
right.
Yeah, that's that classroom talk. Look, still transitioning. I'm still transitioning. You on mute, Tressa.
Give me my
You
star on
on
my
mute.
forehead. Give me my star.
I
The-
said, yeah,
Get that mic
high
fix. Get
five,
that
hug
mic fix.
yourself. Pat back.
pat on the back.
Dum,
Listen,
dum,
I thank
dee.
y'all so much for sharing your thoughts and your time with us today here on the mail room. And again, these we are here to give solutions. We can talk about it all day, but what you will not find with TMR is going back and forth, continuing the gender wars, and we're going to come to you with some solutions. So I hope, pray that you all out there in Radio Land took notes. And if you didn't, don't worry. We will have them up for you on the page. I won't say today. It depends because I think I'm going to sleep today, y'all. I'm
Ooh,
going to
gee.
sleep. So,
Tell
but
me
I
I'm gonna
about
totally
it.
have them up
understand,
before.
girl.
I'm gonna have them up for you before Monday and so forth. So, listen, before we leave out of here, we're gonna start with Mr. Ernest James. Tell us what you got going on and how we can connect with you.
Okay, first of all, let me say thank you for having me on for the third time. I always enjoy myself when I'm here. As we mentioned earlier with the podcast, The Deal to Heal with
Okay.
E. James podcast, we are currently about to celebrate 100 episodes consistently,
Congrats.
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
100 episodes.
Woo!
Also, with that podcast, I also started my second podcast, which is the Girl Dad Discussions podcast, which is the podcast of about dads and daughters in the relationship with the father and the daughters. So I got that going on right now. But my newest thing, I am stepping into throwing my hat into the speakers world to go to these high schools and speak to these
Yeah,
kids. So
awesome.
Dope.
I would love to be your next speaker and presenter at your school or organization, either or. You can go to dealhealfulfill.org in order to find that out. That's dealhealfulfill.org, because my mission is to help people to deal, heal, and fulfill, to
I
deal
like
with their
that.
problems, to heal from the pain, and to fulfill your purpose. Thank you.
I
Yes.
love it. I
I like
love it.
that.
You know, you
Awesome.
have TMR
Congratulations.
support. Yeah, you have our support, and he's one of those brothers that I don't mind him tagging me, because anything that's good and anything for the cause, tag me so we can get the word out. I like using social media for the good, and he's a supporter of the mailroom. That's the big difference.
Right.
Yeah.
You tag me, but you got to be a supporter. You
Yeah.
tag me, you on support 101 or the TMR or Coach Latressa or DJ Johnny Prince or Mr. Takeover, Miss Atwell, Mr. Ernest.
Yeah, and let me
That's
say
right.
this,
It's gonna
Coach.
meet
I,
right
I,
there.
I want to
It's
say
gonna meet
thank
right
you, because you was one of my earlier supporters before I ever had a podcast, and then even after I started the podcast, you was also one of my guests. So I definitely have to give my hat to you. Thank you.
Mr.
there.
Ernest, I
No,
will be
no
looking
problem.
forward to following you. I do have your information, so I'll join your podcast to listen. You do have some interesting topics, and the most thing in TaShon, I just love you. I love your spirit. I love your drive, Coach Latressa. You already know you my life coach with the mostest, with the everything. Mr. Takeover, amazing topic with your wife, with the what you guys have going on, and my newfound comedian friend DJ Prince. The friendly war has taken place, so the battle is about to begin with the pettiness between you and I, sir. So
See?
it's all love. I just appreciate you for allowing me to come on your show. It's a blessing when we can come together and not in a disrespectful way, but we can have
Yeah,
conversations without it turning disrespectful, and
Right.
just
yeah,
changing the narrative and showing people that we can come together as one and spread love and positivity and
yeah,
and be grown about it in a respectful way. So I
yeah.
thank you for that, TaShon.
No problem.
No
I thank
doubt. No
you.
doubt.
And while you're at it, tell us how we can connect with you and
Okay.
connect with your business?
So I have a lot of things going on now. As you guys know, I am the CEO and founder of Eye Care Solutions. It's a virtual assistant platform, which basically providing personal assistant needs. You can follow me, email me at eyecaresolutions@protonme.com. You can also give me a phone call at 254-458-0507. I know there's a number on the flyer. Also, I'm working on a contract deal with YouTube for a YouTube channel. Working on that, and also I do have Eye Care I Can clothing apparel. You could go take a look at that on .com, which is a clothing apparel. I can you can shop .com and look at some of the apparel there. So I've got my hat in a lot of things, wanting to be self-employed, do things for myself. As I think this is my season. And
Yeah.
TaShon, I just want to thank you for the encouragement, you and Latressa, throughout the day, when it looks like and it doesn't look like things are happening. But to give me that encouraging word and tell me what to do to work on the things like that, because I've really been having a challenging week dealing with people, doing stuff but not getting what I'm worth, and they're not wanting to. So I just have to get those things together. But that's what Miss Atwell has going for her right now and working in the works. But I'm also wanting to do podcasting as well. So, I thank you for having me. As long as you'll have me on the show, I'm open and welcome to come in here and have a good time. Yay.
Yeah.
At that
Thank
time,
you
I
so
get
much
off
for
my
Thank
answering
you.
my
good.
call. Thank
Snap,
you.
snap. That's what's up.
Latressa, what you got going on coming up?
Hi, everybody. I am Coach Latressa, your international executive life coach. I am your finding joy in everyday life accountability partner, empowering your path to mental clarity, goal achievement, and productivity bliss. So you can partner with me. I would love to be your coach. Sign up with me on my website, www.thereallatressa.me. Hit me, hey, slide in my DMs then too if you need. And so you can slide in my DMs if you want to.
Be
You can
careful what you
find
ask
me.
for. What you say
Be
now?
careful.
Yeah.
Be careful. They out here.
Woo!
Don't
Let's
be
slide in the
sliding up on me
DM.
some
Y'all be
executive
careful when
life
you're sliding
coaching.
now. Make
Slide
sure
in the
you got it
DMs if you
together.
want to. Look, if you would like a coach. Wait a minute, I'm not about to close that because the right one might slide in my DMs and not respond back. So slide
Woo!
in my
Holla,
DMs.
baby.
I know
She said what she
Holla,
said.
baby.
Slide in her DM. Okay.
I'm not gonna cut off my blessings. Y'all
There you
already gave
go.
me some of the tools to know when to swipe left or right. So I appreciate that.
Ah, thank you, Coach Latressa, for always being a supporter. And homecoming season is coming up for us, so you're gonna see some
Yeah.
more
Homecoming.
shenanigans from us and so forth. So thank you always for being here on this platform with your expertise.
Um,
Mr. Takeover, what you got going on and coming up?
Well, we have this wonderful listening party coming up this month. So I'm getting ready for that. I don't have anything planned on our podcast outside of you coming up in November, and we get to talk to you about your book, Woman on Fire. We're going to
Yeah.
expound on that. But you can definitely find me and my wife on our podcast, both on YouTube or anywhere that you do listen to your podcast at the Sofa Pillow Talk.
And how can they become a guest on your podcast? Is there a form they have to fill out, or they just slide in your
Yes.
DM?
Oh, no, ain't no sliding in my DMs. My DMs. Oh,
Y'all heard that? Don't be sliding into his wife's
don't
DM
slide in my
either.
DMs.
Look,
Yeah.
she hit hard, y'all. Don't play with her. Nah. She'll knock your ass clean on out.
You can actually go to our Instagram page, Mr. and Mrs. Take Over the World, and the link is on our bio, and you can sign up.
Awesome, awesome. And thank you always being here and part of the TMR. There are new things popping up for TMR, so y'all be on the lookout. DJ Johnny Prince, what you got going on or coming
Yes, my
up?
my Throwback Thursdays will return in September. The day will be popping
Woo!
up. Super dope.
Yeah.
Look out for that. Follow me at DJ Prince Throwback God on TikTok and Instagram. The listening party is that's what it's all about right now. Make
Right.
sure you get your tickets, please. I am TrinetteCollier.com. Get the tickets, $21. You get to hear me rock out. You get to hear me speak some truth. you know what I mean, to the ladies and stuff. This is it's like, look, just make sure you go get your tickets. It is a super dope event. This is the third year, right?
Third
This is the
year.
third year,
Third
and
year.
it keeps getting better and better and better. This panel here
Yes.
is
Oh my
sick.
God.
Is
Oh
sick. I'm telling y'all,
man.
get your tickets. $21. Support, support, support. And you already know, TaShon, she already get all the support from me. She like even last night, seeing you last night, just supporting, just going out and taking pictures and videos and stuff of other people's businesses. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? TaShon, we got to give this to her as well. So
Yeah.
make sure y'all support, continue to support, support, support. She is amazing. She's been doing this thing and she ain't gonna stop. Long as I'm here. All
I
right.
ain't
That's what it
stopping.
is.
Yes,
I ain't
yes.
stopping. I
Facto.
appreciate y'all. I really do. Last night it was very, very inspirational. And Nelson, what you got going on? Do you want to say tell us real quick or
Just preparing for the Black Box Entrepreneur brunch that's going to be tomorrow
yeah.
from 10 to 2. You know what I'm saying? Our very own business partner, Chelsea Young, she's going to be one of the speakers on the panel.
Yeah.
And, you know, follow everything, all things 101 TKO Radio.
Right, and we're broadcasting live tomorrow,
Yes.
right? So y'all let's see me and the rest of the team again in the morning at this event. DJ Johnny Prince, as he said, I can't stop. Last night was empowering just to see this Black couple create this space. Privy Mall, y'all. Black couple. And I can't wait for DJ Johnny Prince and Mr. Takeover, y'all. And Tressa, this your neighborhood. Come on over. It's super dope. It's going to be not going to be, it is now. It's something for us to level up. It's no more excuses. And as I tell people, to be part of 101, to be part of TMR, you can't half step no more. I've been doing this a long time. So if you ain't ready to level up, deuces. We had that talk with some folks earlier this week, and that was it. No, no more excuses. So I thank y'all so much for supporting the mail room. There are new things that are coming about. Just continue to be patient. It won't be long, but I'm putting some new systems in place. I'm leveling up because that's what I have to do. And this listening party, even though it's virtual this year, God had to have me to pivot because I really was not going to do it because of everything that was happening. But God was like, no, 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 you're going to still do it. You got to pivot. And Tressa is part of the team that I'm on. And it's like, we have to keep each other encouraged. So it's like, let's do it virtually, and the panel, oh my gosh, as DJ Johnny Prince said, it is, I'm scared. I'm nervous. I ain't scared. I'm nervous, because these brothers are some heavy hitters that's going to be on there. I got 10 super dope Black men that are just going to be talking about everything. So get your tickets at IamTrinetteLCollier.com. If you want to be a vendor, you can get your vendor's ticket. You can sign up to be a vendor there as well. I have it's 3 options. Latressa is one of the vendors. Listen, y'all, you just don't want to miss it. $21 this year. Because next year, price ain't gonna be today's price. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm going to go. You see Tressa sipping, because the last 2 years, y'all had the food, the entertainment,
just pulling over.
All of that. But I'm trying to tell y'all, get your ticket now, because next year price ain't gonna be it ain't gonna be the same. So that's all I gotta say. So that's all that's coming up for us. I'm focusing on the mailroom's listening party. That's September 23rd.
As you should.
Y'all haven't registered. Y'all go ahead and register, y'all. I just registered a few minutes ago. Go ahead and get me in. I'm gonna be
look at you. See, y'all, that is just that easy, y'all. And again, $21, you can't beat that for the knowledge that's about to drop. Man, please, you ain't gonna go nowhere to get that for free. So that's all.
Absolutely.
So thank y'all again. Listen, download that app, 101 TKO Radio, doing some big things. I promise you guys, you don't want to miss it. Blessings to each one of you all. You have my support. And let's do this again. All right, let's do this again. What'd you say, LaRon?
All right, DJ
You know
Prince,
what?
I catch you on the TikTok, sir. We can have a music battle on TikTok, sir.
Music battle.
First of all, you
bring
ain't
that
ready, baby
music
girl.
battle to
You ain't
the
ready, baby girl.
Ticky, 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 ticky.
Them toes ain't gonna be able to handle it, baby.
I'll be able to handle it now. Ain't no half stepping.
Look, she said she bringing all
In
steps.
your
She
case,
might
you
go
is half
anyway.
stepping. In your case, you is half stepping.
Listen, y'all have a great Saturday. Be safe out there, y'all. Love y'all. Peace.
Love y'all. Peace.